Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. Don't miss Project Days for great buys on all things DIY at Fleet Farm. Home of the best prices, guaranteed.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, it's NBA reporter Chris Haynes joining Marcus and Chris. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Oh, boy, it's getting so expensive to dine out, but not at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The Mine Chef is family-owned, understands inflation hurts. Every Monday when you buy one pizza, you get a second pizza absolutely free. Any size, any quantity, you buy one, get one free. Buy two, get two free. Buy 10 pizzas, get 10 free pizzas. Business owners, managers, bring in pizza for your hardworking employees and your key clients. They're going to love it because it's delicious pizza, and your second pizza's free, saving your company a ton of money. Bring your family in today for free pizza. Your kids will love that world-class game room. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and near EAA and Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Lots of seating, lots of close parking. No need to cook. Don't think about cleaning today. Mondays can be tough enough. Buy one pizza, get one free at the Mine Shaft. Plenty to take home for tomorrow. Desserts, and I love their desserts, are also buy one, get one free. Just walk in today for your free Monday pizza, mineshaftrestaurant.com.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 17th. Our top story, deadline day for Milwaukee Public Schools.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A slew of proposed prison reforms.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Looks like things are moving along quite well so far this morning. I'm not really seeing anything major that'll slow you down. We've got pretty much full freeway speeds and light volume. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today under a wind chill advisory. No, cold weather advisory is what we're calling it now until 11 o'clock this morning. Either way, it's stupid cold. High of just 7 degrees today. Wind chills dipping to 20 below. Right now we're at 13 below zero for our feels like temperature. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, today is the deadline for Milwaukee Public Schools to have 25 school resource officers back in MPS buildings. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
Vince, whether or not MPS will be in compliance today with that state law requiring the SROs is still unclear. Milwaukee judge ruling in January the district must have the officers in schools by today. This after a parent sued MPS in October over the matter. Last week, board member Missy Zombor said the district was in discussions with the city.
Right now, we have an offer on the table to the city, 33% plus training. We've offered to go to mediation. And so that's where it stands right now.
If MPS fails to comply with the order by this morning, the district must appear in court this afternoon at 3 to explain its noncompliance.
Bed bugs, a lack of heat, now financial mismanagement at the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee. A review of financial irregularities between the city and Hockham begins today. The city's Steering and Rules Committee will discuss long-standing debts owed to the city by Hockham totaling millions of dollars. According to an email obtained by our news partners at TMJ4 News, Hockham is, quote, at risk of filing for bankruptcy.
Overhauling Wisconsin's 19th century prisons.
A proposal from Governor Tony Evers would begin with completing construction on a youth facility in Dane County in order to close Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake School. The two youth prisons in Irma have long been troubled with abuse of inmates and staff. Evers' plan then calls for closing the Green Bay Correctional Institution by 2029 and converting the state's oldest prison in Waupun to a medium-security vocational village for expanded job training. Both facilities have been described as inhumane by incarcerated individuals and faced in-custody deaths. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President Trump's Department of Government Efficiency is taking aim at federal workers and agencies, including the U.S. Agency for International Development.
The agency delivers critically needed humanitarian aid overseas. President Trump has made unproven claims of fraud and wants to shut it down. But can he do that? Republican Andrew Natsios, a former USAID administrator, tells CBS's 60 Minutes, no.
AID is a statutory agency. The Foreign Assistance Act, I believe, is 300 or 400 pages long. You can't rescind that without an act of the Congress, and the Congress has not acted.
USAID spending in 2023 was less than 1% of the federal budget. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
Trump administration asking the U.S. Supreme Court to take over to overrule a lower court's decision to pause the firing of Hampton Dellinger as leader of the Office of Special Counsel. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson says it's the first time the Supreme Court may weigh in on an executive decision made by this second Trump administration.
The pattern we are seeing here will just continue. The Trump administration takes an action. That action is challenged in court, and a lower court judge temporarily pauses that action. And then the Trump administration files an emergency petition asking the nation's highest court to undo that lower court decision.
Federal agency is dedicated to protecting whistleblowers.
Several people dead after a massive storm sweeps across the eastern portion of the country over the weekend. It clipped southeast Wisconsin, killed several people in the south, left more than 430,000 customers without power across the country. ABC's Allison Kosick.
At least 9 people killed in Kentucky, including a mother and her 7-year-old child, after more than 6 inches of rain battered parts of the state.
This is one of the most serious weather events we've dealt with in at least a decade.
Cars in Louisville submerged, trapping drivers.
It was dark. You can't tell that it's that deep of water. It looks like an inch, and the next thing you know, you're in 2-3 foot of water.
The severe flooding prompting more than 1,000 water rescues.
Here at home, it's bitter cold and sub-zero wind chills again. We do have that cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. today.
Coming up, there's a snake in my produce aisle. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:05.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true. But offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint, per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Hey,
it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Barrett Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Dame time at the All-Star Game, sports at 6:15.
Reminder, it's President's Day today, so no mail services today. Post offices are closed. However, priority mail express packages will be delivered. Self-service kiosks will still work. Also, the stock market closed today in observance of the federal holiday.
Hundreds of millions of birds have now died from avian flu.
The new variant has become so effective, it has now been able to jump to humans. Dr. Nilanjan Lode tells WTMJ how people can best prevent from getting sick.
You can treat it as like normal flu, like with Tamiflu and with similar kind of other medication, so that can be used.
But Dr. Lode says some people are more at risk than others.
It becomes really problematic if you have people in your own family who are elderly or who are like small children or immunocompromised issues. They might be much more vulnerable.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
Marvel's latest superhero flick soars to the top of the box office.
A heroic debut for Captain America: Brave New World.
Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it. Watch yourself.
Leading the holiday weekend with $88.5 million, heading toward a $100 million total by President's Day Monday, the year's biggest opening so far. Paddington in Peru charmed its way to second with $13 million, while slasher Hard Eyes climbed to third at $10 million. Former champ Dogman landed in fourth with $9.7 million. And China's animated Ninja 2 took fifth with $7.3 million. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Danger in the produce aisle.
Check your bunch before you take a bite. Wildlife officials say a venomous cat-eye snake from Ecuador turned up in some bananas at a grocery store in New Hampshire. They say the reptile's been safely recovered and rehoused at the Rainforest Reptile Shows in Massachusetts. The snake is the most common species in Ecuador, the top exporter of bananas in the world. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:09.
So how would I describe our people? I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity. And when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best. And that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. That's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi!
At 6:10, let's get an update on the morning drive. Debbie.
All right. Well, so far, looking pretty good. I'm not seeing really anything to slow you down. The road conditions are actually looking pretty good as well. No major incidents out there, so everything is rolling along. So far, so good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Very cold temperatures early on today with a cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. Even this afternoon, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills close to 10 below. Tonight, mostly clear, very cold as lows fall below zero. Wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below through Tuesday morning with another cold weather advisory. Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny with a high temperature near 10. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, maybe a couple flurries late in the day with high temperatures in the teens. We'll head towards the 20s on Thursday with partly cloudy skies, then more sunshine on Friday with high temperatures in the mid-20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Ooh, mid-20s Friday. Right now at 1.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
We might climb out of the single digits by tomorrow afternoon. We'll be right up against the threshold where schools cancel.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Cold weather advisory in effect until 11 this morning. That's for all of southeast Wisconsin. Doesn't exactly get warmer. Or I guess it gets warmer.
It may not hurt as much.
Yeah, right. WTMJ meteorologist Tyler Moore only predicting a high of 7 degrees. So it gets stupid cold again tonight, as Tyler said. We'll have another cold weather advisory kicking in at 9 p.m., and that will run until noon Tuesday, with wind chills pushing 30 below. So if the National Weather Service were to bump that up to what they're now calling an extreme cold warning, that's when we start to have schools closing again. So something to watch, certainly in the hours ahead. If you're mincing a few degrees here and there, we already had one cold day this year.
Right.
The snow day last week.
The early dismissal for some schools, right?
So
life is cold, the world is cold, people is cold, people's hearts, minds, souls, and thoughts are cold.
Everything is freezing up on you. So meanwhile, other parts of the country, though, in a world of hurt. You heard us talk about it in the top of the hour news. Kentucky with severe flooding leading to the deaths of 9 people. Authorities reporting hundreds of water rescues in that state. And then now it turns cold. Mayor of Hazard, Kentucky, it's eastern part of that state.
Not only was it 64 degrees last night, we're getting ready to expect 3 to 7 inches of snow. It could be at any time.
I mean, that's a whiplash. Mid-60s, right? Now you're talking about snow. And among the deaths, as we reported, a mother and her 7-year-old child. So for us, bitter cold through the front end of this week, and we don't see the 20s again until Thursday.
Miss, I am so cold.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Cornerstone Development. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Johnson & Sons Paving. If you want a personal referral, I can do that for you. Just had another one of my friends reach out and ask if I could get them in touch with Johnson & Sons. They've got a huge commercial parking lot, and not just for customers. They also got some pretty big trucks moving, shipping, and receiving. So I reached out to my man, Jeff Johnson, made the connection. They're already talking dates for the walkthrough. And the part I love best is Jeff tells my friends, I'll be able to discuss options. So they'll go through, say, here's what you could do right now. Here's what you may need to do in the future. No obligation quote on the work that you need done. Let me make an introduction for you. Or just tell them Vinny sent you when you call. Plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. Asphalt and concrete. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Dame time at the All-Star game.
Damian. Again, one more basket for the win. Damian Lillard.
There you go. Look at it. This is on TNT. The Bucks guard beating the Rising Stars with that shot as Dame's OG's team then advanced to the finals to win it all. Do you hear that? Hear Kenny there? Kenny Smith there calling game before he even took the shot. Listen.
Damian. Again, one more basket for the win. Damian Lillard.
That's game. It's going to end here. Anyway, it was a new format, so they had 4 different teams. They would do these mini tournaments. They'd try to get to 40 points first, and then you'd have these awkward moments on the court where other things would happen. Lillard, during one of the half times, if you will, was going up against a fan for a chance to win $100,000 for a charity or to go to this fan. The fan hit it at the buzzer.
Keep shooting. Keep going. Oh! He did it!
That's Mr. Beast there. Whole thing, just different. He got to jump into a giant can of money.
They kept. Do we hear it here? He's like, tell him to get in the money.
Yeah, here it comes.
Hey, get in the money.
Box of money.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, just a little
best
awkward.
part of the night.
A little awkward all-star festivities to close it all out, but there you go.
Brewers have their first full squad workout at spring training set for tomorrow.
Put away the snowplow and come on out.
Outfielder Christian Yelich already in camp recovering from back surgery that shut down his otherwise fantastic 2024 season.
I mean, I didn't have a choice if I wanted to have surgery or not. It was just, my body stopped working basically, so I had to have surgery. It wasn't like I could finish the season or not or get surgery. It was I didn't have any more choices.
Yeah, Yelich talking with friend of the program, Adam McCalvey, writer for MLB.com. Yelich says feeling great. No reason not to expect him to be ready for opening day.
The silver lining in having to get surgery then was like I'd for sure be ready for opening day, so that was a good thing. And
full squad workout tomorrow at American Family Fields of Phoenix.
At the Daytona 500.
Checker is waving, and William Byron has won the 500 for the second year in a row.
Yeah, right place, right time for William Byron as he wins his second straight Daytona 500. That's how it sounded on Fox Sports. A big crash near the end kind of helped him get there, but still, hey, he was in the car that crossed the finish line first, so good for him. UW Milwaukee beats Northern Kentucky 92-70 up next for the Panthers Youngstown State on Friday.
Badger Sports Report, men's basketball back in action tomorrow night against Illinois, coming off the big win over number 7 Purdue this weekend, and the women beat Penn State 75-68 on Sunday. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. And one other story to note. Double connection to my alma maters, both Wauwatosa East and St. Norbert in play here today. You know the name Gary Gresh? I had to help you. You wanted to remember it,
I was going to say,
right?
It sounded familiar, but I couldn't grasp the name.
Gary was a year ahead of me at Tosa East. All-American soccer player, kicker for the football team, baseball player as well, but his love was basketball. And his shining moment at UW Green Bay came in the NCAA tournament in 1994.
Kidd's jumper right on the three-point line. Norgard rebounding.
Gary Gresh, real good defense right in Jason Kidd's face, but...
Yeah, all night. CBS Sports on the call. Gary held Cal's Jason Kidd, yes, former head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, Jason Kidd, to 12 points as Dick Bennett's Fighting Phoenix beat the Cal Bears 61-57 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It was a 12 seed over a 5.
Yeah.
Great run there. So Gresh, why are we even talking about this? Gresh, who grew up down the street from me in Tosa, ended up coaching at my alma mater, St. Norbert, where he, this season, just notched his 400th career win with the Green Knights. So congratulations to my old friend and one of the best all-around athletes I've ever known, fellow Red Raider and Green Knight.
The Fighting Phoenix wearing the green on St. Patrick's Day, and they hung in there after losing an 18-point lead to tie at 57-all. They scored the final 4 points and upset the number 5-seeded Golden Bears of California.
Jump in the money. Jump in the money.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
Just confirmed with my man Jeff, the sound that I've been portraying here is accurate. You can check it out for yourself. When you call USA Insulation, you check out Jeff, and he'll show you how it works. His team, they come in through the exterior of your walls, your home, and they fill them up with energy-efficient foam insulation. He said it actually does make a sound from the bottom up to the top, and from that moment, you're saving money on your heating and cooling bills. It's USA Insulation. That's my man Jeff over there. Tell him Vinny sent you, and they'll cut you a nice deal. Tell him Vinny told you to ask about 0% financing on your project. He will get you started. USA Insulation. That's usainsulation.net.
The wait is over. Brewers baseball is back. Time to pick your Brewers games and get back to the ballpark for tailgate traditions and walk-off wins. Be here for opening day. Come back for the big games and the best giveaways. Where else would you want to be? Brewers tickets for the 2025 season are on sale now. That's opening day and every game, all summer long. Get on board for the show today. Grab your seats at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Heiser's Snowy Roads Sweetheart Prices Sales event is happening now. Remaining 2024 models are priced to go. Looking for a vehicle that can handle our wintry roads? Get yourself a reliable all-wheel drive that can handle anything winter throws at you. With heated seats to top safety features and our exclusive Safe and Sound program, which includes roadside assistance for life, our vehicles are built to keep you cozy with peace of mind, even when the roads get slick. But hurry, our 2024 models are almost gone. So visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
At 6:21, how do the roads look, Deb?
Well, we got a crash now on westbound 94 right at the ramp from Highway 100. It's off on the right shoulder, so just be careful through there. Otherwise, everything else seems to be rolling along pretty well. Just got a broken down vehicle westbound 94 about at Sunny Slope Road, but it's off on the left shoulder and it's not in traffic. Other than that, looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy, breezy, very cold today. We have a cold weather advisory running until 11 a.m. today. So the high is 7, wind chills dipping down to 20 below. Tonight, clear, very cold again, a low of 6 below zero with wind chills of 25 below. So we got another cold weather advisory that goes into effect tonight. Sunny for your Tuesday, still cold, high of 10, sub-zero wind chills. Wednesday, cloudy, flurries possible, a high of 14. Warm up to the 20s on Thursday and Friday. Right now it's 6:22. It's 1.
.23 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Team back at full strength. Erik Bilstad back in the chair.
Band's back together.
Here with you. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. Adam's on news. Debbie on the cars. We're with you through 9 o'clock today. Erik, fond of declaring various days a big day. Big day today.
It is a big day today.
Big day today,
Yes.
Erik, from Milwaukee County. We got a ribbon cutting later this morning.
Okay, guys. So ribbon cuttings are my jam.
Well, that's great because we got one for you.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Media is invited. I'll give you the who and the where first. The what, I'm going to keep a surprise just for a moment. Just to entice you along here a little bit. Who? Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, Milwaukee County Board Chairwoman Marcelia Nicholson, Milwaukee County District 12 Supervisor Willie Johnson Jr., various others from the Milwaukee County Department of Transportation. So there's a clue. This is transportation related. 9:30 a.m. news conference and ribbon cutting. B-roll opportunities to follow, they promise.
And B-roll means when the TVs get all the shots of the camera panning, showing the different things happening.
Yes, just a fancy way to say, there'll be things to see.
Yeah.
Right? You are invited to record video of these various things to see. Sounds like kind of a big deal, right?
It does.
Ribbon cuttings, they're celebrations. They mark important moments.
But these ceremonies are intended to be a celebration of a milestone that you can share with the community that you serve.
Yeah, that is Vivian Walton. She's got a business-oriented YouTube channel. It's called The Seasoned Marketer.
Okay.
She's kind of going through if you were to have a ribbon cutting, this is how you do it, and this is why it's a good idea. She encourages entities to, when appropriate, have that ribbon cutting. Make it an event.
Ribbon cuttings naturally are one of the most cost-effective tools that you can use, as they typically don't require a whole lot of resources if planned correctly and can garner some big benefits.
Okay. What they also require, I would suggest, is that it needs to be ribbon cutting worthy.
Right, yeah.
You can't just cut the ribbon on it's Tuesday, right? Oh, okay, well, what's new? We just wanted to cut the ribbon. It's a lot of buildup here. I will reveal now. Milwaukee County ribbon cutting this morning. Milwaukee's north side, just off of Sherman Boulevard, north of Silver Spring Drive, okay? Here is the headline on the news release. Milwaukee County ribbon cutting will celebrate completion of the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility.
Ooh. A facility.
Yes.
All right.
On Monday, February 17, 2025, Milwaukee County Department of Transportation invites members of the media to celebrate the completion of the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility. You want to know what is going on here in this building?
Yes, please.
The new highway maintenance building will improve services to the northern region of Milwaukee County and surrounding communities. Updated equipment and facilities will enhance road maintenance, save utilities costs, and improve access to 2 area parks.
Now, wouldn't you be more upset if you weren't aware of the things that your government is doing? Doesn't this help the transparency?
Fine.
Hey, these are some of the
Fine.
things that we're working on.
Do you want to know some of the visuals? The visuals that you've been invited to record.
The B-roll?
Right? B-roll
Okay.
opportunities.
All right, yes,
Ribbon
please.
cutting with Milwaukee County leadership, county plow trucks, and other highway maintenance equipment.
All right.
Okay? Demonstration of new vehicle washing bay. And demonstrations of the new mechanics bay. So
Washing bay.
they got a plow wash in the building, and they want you. You are invited. You are invited to come see this.
Only if you get to name it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, right.
What if there was a name on the back?
I tease, okay, and yes, you are right. This is something that's going right, okay? We've invested our taxpayer dollars in this
Yes.
facility that will help county government
Yes.
perform more
This
efficiently.
affects you more than anything else, right?
I suppose, but do you cut the ribbon on like, hey, doing our job over here? Letting you know we're doing the basic tenets of our charter here are being fulfilled, and we wanted to invite you to let you know. So if you need it, that's 9:30 this morning. They'll cut the ribbon on the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility. You'll remember where you were. You'll tell your kids and your grandkids what it was like before this garage opened, and life will never be the same.
Okay, so I hope that you feel a little more knowledgeable about ribbon cutting ceremonies after this video.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets will be closed today as it is President's Day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished the week at 44,546. That was down about 165 points on Friday. The NASDAQ at 20,027. That was up 81, and the S&P 500 was largely flat at 6115. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Welcome to WTMJ Spring Home Improvement Showcase, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. WTMJ Steve Skvity here with Siding Unlimited's Erik Brown. Erik, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Every time I hear about Siding Unlimited, or we talk about Siding Unlimited, one of our great partners at WTMJ, I hear about the awards that you win. The Pella Award is a big deal. Talk about it a little bit.
The Pella Award is a big deal. We are now five-time national. It's a mouthful. It's Pella Platinum Premier.
A lot of P's.
Because we're in the Premier status in their Platinum level, which is their highest level, and then the highest of the highest. And they awarded us a national award, the National Contractor of the Year, this year being our 5th time winning it.
So for clients, customers of Siding Unlimited, what does that mean?
So we brand with Pella, so it's a great product. The windows that they provide and the doors that they provide is just a fantastic product, energy efficient, easy to operate, easy to clean, all of that good stuff in a window. But who's going to install it? And that's where we come in. We have a great team of installation guys, carpenters that go in. They're all of our employees, so anybody installing any of our windows and doors are our employees. In-house crews, and they do a fantastic job installing windows and doors.
Want to give you a chance to tell people how can they find you at Siding Unlimited for their projects at home?
We are not hiding from anybody. Obviously, you'll hear us on the radio. We are out there. We have a showroom in Waukesha. They can call us at 262-567-4513. They can go to sidingunlimited.com. Check out our Instagram page at Siding Unlimited LLC. It's got a lot of different options, ideas for you. Great place to start.
Erik Brown, one of the owners at Siding Unlimited, one of our great partners, award-winning partners. This has been the WTMJ Spring Home Improvement Showcase presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story: will they or won't they comply?
I'm Debbie Lazago. We've got an accident westbound 94 at Highway 100. The right shoulder is blocked with that, so just give yourself a little extra time to get through that area. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good. It's your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. The Vatican press office says Pope Francis, hospitalized since Friday, has now been diagnosed with a respiratory tract infection, and that all findings indicate a, quote, complex clinical picture for the 88-year-old that require further hospitalization. At least 9 people in Kentucky, 1 in Georgia are dead because of extensive flooding, says ABC's Jim Ryan.
Even longtime residents of Bullitt County, Kentucky are shocked by the ferocity of the winter storm.
It has flooded here before because we've been here 29 years, but never as bad as it did last night.
Jen Cox raises donkeys and cattle south of Louisville.
It started coming down pretty hard, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and go out and check. And as soon as I walked around the garage, everything was flooded.
Elon Musk expected to meet today with air traffic controllers to discuss how the FAA can be more efficient. His Department of Government Efficiency continues its work. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has arrived in Saudi Arabia ahead of U.S. talks with Russia over ending the war in Ukraine. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, deadline today for Milwaukee Public Schools to put 25 school resource officers in buildings across the district. A Milwaukee County judge imposed that deadline in January after a parent sued the district over the matter late last year. If MPS does not have those SROs back in schools by this morning, they're due to appear in court at 3 this afternoon to explain the noncompliance. In January, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson said the city has been at odds with the district over who pays for this.
Usually when you go to a restaurant, right, and you order a meal, the chef doesn't prepare your meal and then pay the bill. That's essentially what we're being asked to do, and I think that's wrong for taxpayers in the city of Milwaukee.
Incoming District Superintendent Brenda Casilius has said that she would help resolve the district's ongoing dispute with the mayor's office over who pays for these resource officers.
Meanwhile, a review of recurring financial irregularities between the City of Milwaukee and the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee begins today. The city's Steering and Rules Committee going to discuss longstanding debts owed by HACM, the Housing Authority. It's totaling millions of dollars. According to our partners at TMJ4 News, HACM could be headed towards bankruptcy as audits showed unreconciled cash balances of nearly $3 million every year since 2019. Meanwhile, the organization is still without an executive director after Willie Hines Jr. suddenly retired last year.
Reforms were proposed for Wisconsin's corrections facilities. A multi-tiered plan announced by Governor Tony Evers would close both Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake juvenile correctional facilities in northern Wisconsin, and a new facility would be built near Madison. Green Bay Correctional Institution would be closed in 2029, and the state's oldest prison in Waupun would be converted to a medium security center focused on vocational training. There would be no staff layoffs under the $500 million proposal, which would need approval by the Republican-controlled legislature.
A thin ice warning on Beaver Dam Lake. Dodge County Sheriff's Office issuing that warning after 3 snowmobile accidents happened within 24 hours. Each one went through the ice northeast of Evergreen Island. That's near the south end of the lake. 2 snowmobile riders were rescued Saturday afternoon, another on Sunday morning. No one was hurt.
Human cases of bird flu are beginning to appear. Dr. Nilashan Lode telling Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News flu vaccinations can help.
That can definitely protect you to become severely ill. And it becomes really problematic if you have a population or people in your own family who are elderly or who are small children or who have other complications, immunocompromised issues. They might be much more vulnerable if they have severe infection.
Dr. Jonathan Tempe, University Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health, adding that it's important to remember vaccines protect more than just you.
Whenever we're infected, we are that link in the chain that leads to that next infection. And for those of us who are around individuals who have underlying medical conditions, who might be immunocompromised, we have a role to protect them as well.
Docs recommend staying home when sick, wearing masks and hand washing to protect those around you.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34.
Traffic is sponsored by the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services, WI.com.
Upgrade to a beautiful Kohler Luxstone shower in as little as a day or 2 with the shower remodel experts at Kohler Services. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com today.
Coming up, what was the one thing you noticed, Vince, about the Saturday Night Live special last night?
Everyone was there.
Except for these few. That story coming up.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Lark.
I love the location, and that's the main reason Dave and I are there, is because of nature all around us. I knew when we moved in, I was leaving behind a lot of stress and responsibility. I decided now is the time to do what I want when I want to do it.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
The largest industrial trade show in Wisconsin for engineers, facility managers, and building grounds and maintenance professionals is the PFMA Plant Engineering and Maintenance Expo. Free seminars, product and service demos, and the latest innovations all under one roof.
Skip the show day lines and go to pfmainc.com for fast and free pre-registration. The PFMA Expo. Free with free parking. February 19th and 20th at Washington County Fair Park in West Bend.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Brewers Christian Yelich already in camp talking about his health and availability for opening day. That's in sports at 6:45.
Saturday Night Live's been on for 50 years. 50 years of your sketch killing at read-through. And finding out they didn't pick it because the host didn't want to take off his shirt.
Adam Sandler, among those performing and celebrating during the SNL 50-year celebration on NBC Sunday night.
I couldn't get through all 3 hours I recorded it, but the bit that I did see, like I said, everybody was there.
Yeah.
And they kept showing the crowd. I watched the part where it was a Q&A with Amy Poehler, and they were, going through everybody in the audience. How about this? They basically just wanted to show all the people that were there.
So more than 180 cast members and A-listers alike gathered at 30 Rock for this. However, where was Dan Aykroyd? Among those who weren't there, Bill Hader was not there. Dana Carvey.
Hader
Colin
was
Quinn.
in stuff.
So Hader was in a thing, and there was a polite decline. Someone reported that he had said no thank you.
So he wasn't not invited.
Dan Aykroyd had posted on social media that he was cracking ahead with pride at having been a co-founder of SNL. So he was super proud of it, but didn't explain why he wasn't going. Dana Carvey had been on a lot already. He's been playing Biden there in the fall, so maybe that's why he was just tired and doing other stuff, so just didn't want to. But yeah, so with all of those, there's always that story like, well, where's Colin Quinn? Why isn't this guy showing up for this thing?
See, it sounds like you in the media here are just trying to stir up controversy. Eric. That's what it sounds
That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Farley, 5 of our buddy Norm. 50 years of one of us getting to say, live from New York, it's Saturday night.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything. Off-roading, camper pulling, and kit hauling. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. It's a must-attend for comparative shopping. Cars are complicated. The Auto Show is an easy way to get the knowledge you need so you can make informed buying decisions. At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. Baird Center, February 22nd through March 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
You got to get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here for Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress. You can shop Built Right's President's Day and Randy Kay's birthday sale and $1 million clearance sell-off today. Special hours for the holiday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you do what my wife and I did. We went to Built Right for both. Love our new living room furniture and a mattress in our son's room, and really enjoyed the experience. It's all about your comfort, your style, your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 97 years strong. 3rd and 4th generation family members. They're working in the store. They're right alongside their amazing team. Thousands of items in stock, or you can custom order at a low sale price. This is good stuff, made in America, small scale, Ohio Amish made, and real solid wood furniture. Over 48 models of power lift recliners in stock, 60 models of USA made mattresses, including those flippable and heavy duty models. Built Right always saves you money. Shop President's Day, the sale today, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Open Monday through Saturday, otherwise 10 a.m. to 6 Sunday. Closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. At 6:41, maybe some lighter volume today, Deb, due to the holiday.
Yeah, it looks like it. We do have one accident to worry about. Actually, not so much from what I can look at. Yeah, it looks like everything's cleared up on that westbound accident near Highway 100. It looks like it was on the right shoulder. I'm not seeing it anymore. That's something to keep in mind, though. In that whole area, looks like we got a couple of broken down vehicles. Other than that, we're rolling along just fine. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Very cold temperatures early on today with a cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. Even this afternoon, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills close to 10 below. Tonight, mostly clear, very cold as lows fall below 0. Wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below through Tuesday morning with another cold weather advisory. Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny with a high temperature near 10. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, maybe a couple flurries late in the day with high temperatures in the teens. We'll head towards the 20s on Thursday with partly cloudy skies, then more sunshine on Friday with high temperatures in the mid-20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee air temperature at 1.
We're moving along. We're trying to get a peace with Russia, Ukraine, and we're working very hard on it. It's a war that should have never started.
As President Trump in Florida on Sunday, giving a status update on talks that are going to take place between Ukraine and Russia and the potential for an in-person meeting.
Happening today.
Yeah, so today, high-ranking members of the White House are going to work and try to bend the ear of Putin, at least some of the Russian authorities, to figure out what can be done about the Ukraine-Russian war.
The Trump administration turning to another crisis, with more senior officials heading to Saudi Arabia to begin negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. Members of the Trump team expected to meet with Russian officials there, but Ukrainian President Zelensky says he wasn't invited. Zelensky adamant his country must have a seat at the table.
Yeah, Zelensky said Monday, so earlier today overseas, that he's not even taking part in the talks this week. And he said he wouldn't accept the outcome because they're not there, that they would have to be there for them to be okay with anything that is said.
I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine. Never. And our people, never. And our adults and children and everybody. It can't be so. This is the war in Ukraine against us, and it's our human losses.
That's Zelensky on NBC's Meet the Press on Sunday. Says they'll yield no results, and instead Zelensky is going to be in Turkey today. Then he's in Saudi Arabia on Wednesday, but he said that trip was already scheduled, that it has nothing to do with the high authority Russian and White House talks taking place today.
So let's frame both sides. If you're looking at it from Zelensky's point of view as president of Ukraine, you're saying we are a sovereign territory and our own country, and you all don't get to just unilaterally decide what happens here. If you want to look at it from the Trump team perspective, you could perhaps suggest until his ducks are in a row with Putin and he knows what he can get in terms of concessions from him, why go and get everybody at the table and just spin our wheels here? Maybe it's a discussion between the U.S. and Russia about, all right, what can we propose to ultimately ask Zelensky to accept.
And part of the discussion today will also be the precursor of what will likely be another meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. They're expected to discuss that today. Will those two go face-to-face again?
6:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Think about 6 years, how long that is. Go from your kids being in middle school to graduating high school. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest on your financing. With Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, you're going to get more than just those stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. I've talked about this before. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, and installs, as well as services every one of their products. You get a 10-year labor warranty. That's always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. You got any sort of problem, you get Pella right back in your home to take care of it. Their expert installers are available year-round. They can get the job done in as little as a day, and if something ever goes wrong, Pella handles it ASAP because you're working with the same team start to finish. Here's why you don't want to wait. Get the Pella experience and this incredible deal, 0% interest on your financing for up to 6 years on brand new Pella windows and doors. Certain restrictions do apply, and this deal ends mid-next month. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Game time as he heads home to Oakland and San Francisco for the All-Star weekends in the NBA. Damian Lillard helps with a big win and a big shot as they wrap up the festivities.
One more basket for the win. Damian Lillard.
Mike Breen with the call on TNT. In an all-new format, 24 chosen NBA All-Stars and a group of rising stars were divided into 4 teams to compete in a mini tournament Sunday night. In the championship game, Team Shaq, led by Shaquille O'Neal, knocked off Team Charles, led by Charles Barkley, 41-25. First team to 40 was the winner. LeBron James sat out of his first All-Star game in 20 years with a nagging foot and ankle injury. Erica Herskowitz for CBS News.
Giannis sat out as well, of course, with his calf injury that he's been dealing with. Yeah, there was some criticism over how the festivities took place over the weekend, especially with this play to 40 tournament they had on Sunday night. Some of the players were like, what? We're in and out of there so quickly. We're playing, and then, obviously a team's going to score 40 real quickly just in this type of environment. Charles Barkley had this to say to those criticizing how it was going.
I use the analogy like when your kids mess up the house, you make them clean it up and they complain, and they mess the game up. That's why we're trying kamikaze stuff out here right now. So
what do you want from me?
You guys are messing up the game. That's why we're trying to do all this crazy stuff.
I love Sir Charles.
Anyway, so the game would end with Damian Lillard's OG's team advancing to win the title.
Brewers' first spring training game is coming up on Saturday. We'll have the broadcast right here on 620 WTMJ.
We'd be better off listening to adhesive tape.
God bless you, Bob Uecker, honored in various ways around the spring training facility of American Family Fields of Phoenix this season. Christian Yelich is coming off a season-ending surgery, as you'll recall. He's in camp. He's feeling good. Talking with a friend of the program, MLB.com's Adam McCalvey.
Yeah, I feel fine. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be ready for opening day.
Yeah, says finishing the season with his back issues was simply not a possibility. I would have done it, but my body didn't work anymore. Feels ready to go, expects to be available opening day. First full squad workout is tomorrow in Arizona.
William Byron wins his second straight Daytona 500. UW Milwaukee college basketball easily thumps Northern Kentucky 92-70.
See how things shake out today when the new NCAA basketball rankings come out. Number 16, Wisconsin, over number 7, Purdue. Huge Saturday.
Win,
yeah, big. You'd expect the Badgers to move up in the polls. Bucky has Illinois tomorrow night. Badger women beat Penn State on Sunday afternoon, 75-68. Badger sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. I want to tell you one other story today. Shout out to a great local high school athlete, UW Green Bay standout, and now NCAA Division III basketball coach Gary Gresh. Gary is the head coach at my alma mater at St. Norbert College, and this season led the Green Knights to his 400th coaching victory. So if the name is familiar, Gary was also a year ahead of me at Wauwatosa, state champion in basketball, and played for Dick Bennett at UWGB at the time. And those were great teams in the mid-90s at GB, including the team that beat the 5th-seeded Cal Bears in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
And again, good defense by Gary Gresh. Once Jason Kidd got up into the air, he had to change his shot and look for the pass.
Yeah, he did. All night. Gary Gresh
all
over Jason Kidd, who would later be an NBA star, of course, and head coach of our Bucks for a piece. Gresh held Kidd to 12 points in that game. UW Green Bay beat Cal 61-57, so congrats to my longtime friend and Red Raider Green Knight as well, Gary Gresh, on 400 wins as a head coach.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Milwaukee County District Attorney Kent Lovern joins us in studio.
Well, certainly at a community level, there's still a great concern about violent crime as it pertains to gun violence, certainly, and also what I view as violent crime, which includes the reckless driving. We have to have a strong response to those types of crime.
On the Political Power Hour.
Flesh out strong response for me.
When I say strong response, it means jail or prison, depending on the facts and circumstances of the case.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
Migraine headaches once a month, now virtually gone with regular care from Connect Chiropractic. Vince Vitrano here sharing this story from one of my fellow patients at Connect Chiro. I was talking with MJ, and first of all, she had been struggling with debilitating migraines and says she's got that under control now after working with Dr. Alex Young and his team. And here's the thing. She had tried chiropractic before, and it was helping her. But she hated the neck cracking. It was a barrier for her. She couldn't get past tensing up and resisting, so she stopped going and getting the care she knew would help her until she joined Connect Chiropractic, because they do it different. No twisting, no cracking, no popping. They use a special tool to make all the adjustments. Imagine getting those migraines back under control and back to better health. Visit them at Delafield and in Wauwatosa, or get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Looking to escape the winter chill? Fox World Travel has you covered. Whether it's an all-inclusive vacation with Apple Vacations, a luxurious Princess Cruise, or a European adventure with Globus and Avalon, we create unforgettable experiences just for you. Enjoy last-minute deals, exclusive offers, and personalized itineraries. From booking to boarding, we handle all the details for a stress-free trip. Ready to get out of the cold? Call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention code RADIO to start planning your getaway today.
Heiser's Snowy Roads Sweetheart Prices sales event is happening now. Remaining 2024 models are priced to go. Looking for a vehicle that can handle our wintry roads? Get yourself a reliable all-wheel drive that can handle anything winter throws at you. With heated seats to top safety features and our exclusive Safe and Sound program, which includes roadside assistance for life, our vehicles are built to keep you cozy with peace of mind, even when the roads get slick. But hurry, our 2024 models are almost gone. So visit Heiser.com today.
See dealer for complete details.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
What do you see happening on the morning drive, Debbie?
Not much. We just have one incident on westbound 94. We got the left shoulder blocked with a broken down vehicle, causing a little bit of a backup. This is just about at, just west of Highway 100 around Sunny Slope Road. Other than that, for the most part, we're looking okay. A couple of other broken down vehicles right around the zoo interchange. But other than that, we're looking good. Even the road conditions are looking very passable. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. We might climb out of the single digits by tomorrow afternoon. Might be right up against the threshold, too, where they call off school.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Right now, our air temperature is 1 degree, wind chill at 13 below.
Miss, I am so cold.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copeland live with us this morning. So, Craig, our current advisory is the cold weather advisory, goes to 11 a.m. today, but we don't exactly warm up a lot after that, do we?
No, it's going to kick in again late tomorrow night and tomorrow morning, another cold weather advisory. In fact, I think the wind chills tomorrow morning, Vince and Erik, are even going to be a little colder than they are outside right now.
So then that gets us to that whole teetering on whether or not we're going to see closings or delays, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, the coldest I really see the wind chills getting late tonight, tomorrow morning, like I said, which I think is going to be the coldest point, is going to be around 30 below, and that's going to be mainly north and outside of Milwaukee. And as I understand it, that's about where you said it right, Erik, teetering. That's about where schools start looking at closures, 30 to 35 below on the wind chill. Tomorrow, we're just going to be barely touching it. I guess it's sort of touch and go and play it by ear on tomorrow morning's closings. If I had to make a guess right now, I'd guess they'd probably not close because we're not going to be well into the 30s below zero, but we'll have to wait and see.
Rest of the week, I mean, so we've got, those single digits, maybe touching double digits tomorrow. We'll get into the double digits. What do you see Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get double digits tomorrow there, buddy. Sorry.
Dang it.
I think so on Wednesday. We should get to around 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. So at
that point, 10, 11, 12, whatever, right?
Right.
Right. Go. Take whichever one you want. I guess I'd prefer 12 to 10.
Sure. We do keep going up at a pretty steady stair-step climb beyond that. So upper teens to around 20 on Thursday. On Friday, low to mid-20s. Saturday, mid to upper 20s. So you see, we're going to be trending in the right direction, but it's going to be just a painful, slow climb.
Does anything that's happening right now, Craig, indicate what kind of spring we may have? I mean, or are they just fully unrelated?
Yeah, they're just fully unrelated. This is just one of those things that happens. This isn't a terribly unusual stretch of cold weather. It's of course driven by cold air flowing down out of Canada, of course, as is typical. But it's also the fact that we've got snow on the ground now, and snow acts as sort of an insulator to the warmer ground at night. So it allows our temperature to fall to even colder temperatures at night. And of course, it reflects a lot of the warm sunlight during the day from warming the air up much. So just simply the fact that we got snow over the weekend and primarily on Friday night, that's what's going to put us in the refrigerator here for a few days.
And as far as snow goes, foreseeable future, nothing much there?
No, I don't see a thing. Maybe on Wednesday night, some flurries, but nothing more than that. No accumulating snow in my forecast for at least a week.
WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copeland. Been a busy man the last week plus. Thank you, friend.
You're welcome.
Second advisory, as Craig indicated, kicks in at 9 p.m. This current one goes until 11 o'clock, so 9 o'clock tonight will be another cold weather advisory. That runs until noon tomorrow morning.
Life is cold, the world is cold, people is cold, people's hearts, minds, souls, and thoughts are cold.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A $5 million gift from alumni couple Chris and Mary Swift bolsters a new scholarship program at Marquette University. It honors its late president, Mike Level, and debuts this fall. After Harley-Davidson announces a country music-heavy lineup, including Chris Stapleton for this summer's Homecoming Festival, the company rolls out its first rock and roll headliner, Buck Cherry. The band performs a free concert at the Harley Museum on July 10th. The largest industrial property management firm in Metro Milwaukee is Phoenix Investors of Milwaukee. The company recently acquires the Stellantis parts facility in Bayview and the former Rexnord campus in West Milwaukee. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Taxes in retirement could take a bigger bite out of your savings than ever before. With a rising tax environment, many retirees are worried about running out of money. At Drake & Associates, we understand those fears, and we're here to help you feel more confident about your retirement. That's why we're offering a free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to help you take control of your financial future. Don't let rising taxes catch you off guard. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free resources. That's TAX to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 17th, our top story. Deadline day for Milwaukee Public Schools.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, crisis mode concerning Ukraine.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Looking pretty good across the area. We just have one broken down vehicle about at Sunny Slope Road. That's off on the left shoulder, but it's enough to make for a little bit of a distraction. So we're seeing a little bit of a delay right past that scene. Otherwise, moving along quite well around the rest of the area. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cold weather advisory in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. On our way to a high of just 7 degrees. Wind chills dipping to 20 below. Tonight, mostly clear, very cold. Air temperatures 6 below. Wind chills as low as 25 below zero. Right now, Milwaukee at nothing. 0 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, today's deadline for Milwaukee Public Schools to put 25 school resource officers back in MPS buildings. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live at the Breaking News Center.
Vince, classes will soon be in session for MPS schools today, and it remains unclear whether the district will be in compliance with state law requiring SROs in class. Last week, board member Missy Zombor said the district was in discussions with the city still.
Right now, we have an offer on the table to the city, 33% plus training. We've offered to go to mediation. And so that's where it stands right now.
Last month, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson made his position clear.
The way we had it set up before, MPS picked up the vast majority of those costs, and the city took those officers on in the summertime. I think that's a pretty good model to go on.
If MPS fails to comply this morning, they must appear in court this afternoon to explain their noncompliance.
Bed bugs, a lack of heat, now financial mismanagement at the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee. A review of financial irregularities between the city and HOCM begins today. Milwaukee's Steering and Rules Committee going to discuss longstanding debts owed by the city by HOCM, totaling millions of dollars. According to email obtained by our news partners at TMJ4 News, HOCM is at risk of filing for bankruptcy.
Overhauling Wisconsin's 19th century prisons.
A proposal from Governor Tony Evers would begin with completing construction on a youth facility in Dane County in order to close Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake School. The two youth prisons in Irma have long been troubled with abuse of inmates and staff. Evers' plan then calls for closing the Green Bay Correctional Institution by 2029 and converting the state's oldest prison in Waupun to a medium-security vocational village for expanded job training. Both facilities have been described as inhumane by incarcerated individuals and faced in-custody deaths. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President Trump and the world's richest man, Elon Musk, are continuing their push to dismantle federal agencies and slash the federal workforce.
The effort is spearheaded by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, led by billionaire Elon Musk. Thousands of federal employees have been terminated in the move that Democrats have fiercely criticized. The job cuts are in addition to a buyout offer which 75,000 government workers have accepted. Willie James Inman, CBS News.
Meanwhile, overseas, American allies complaining they're being cut out of the peace process in Ukraine.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. French President Emmanuel Macron is chairing a hastily arranged summit of European defense powers in Paris today to try to retake the initiative on Ukraine and demand that the U.S. end its lockout of Europe from talks on that country's future. European leaders are deeply concerned about the high-level meetings taking place in Saudi Arabia this week between the U.S. and Russia on Ukraine without Ukraine at the table. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Coming up, a double dose of trouble for an international flight. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 7:04.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Thinking about retirement, but not sure where to start? Annex Wealth Management can help. Join us at Destination Retirement. Are we there yet? Tuesday night at 6 at Annex in Brookfield. In a little over an hour, we'll explore the topics you'll need to start the process of retiring on your terms. And the best part, Annex has no products to push. We're committed to fiduciary principles acting in each client's best interest. Destination Retirement. Tuesday, February 18th, Annex Wealth Management in Brookfield. Details at annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab.
Love is in the air at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This February, play to your heart's content in the Love It or Leave It $300,000 game show. Thursday night, you could love your prize or leave it for another. For a chance to cuddle up to thousands in cash and prizes, just play using your rewards card. Get ready to love it or leave it. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at paysbig.com. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 5-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time. 7:00.
Welcome back,
It's
my
cold.
friend.
It's cold.
Dame time at the All-Star game. We got sports at 7:15.
Bitter cold gripping the area. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Coplain just joined us minutes ago. He says wind chills are going to teeter near 30 below zero tomorrow morning. So heads up, tomorrow that could potentially make school districts have to make that decision.
That's about where schools start looking at closures. Tomorrow, we're just going to be barely touching it. If I had to make a guess right now, I'd guess they'd probably not close because we're not going to be well into the 30s below zero. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so you thought it was cold today, going to be a little bit chillier tomorrow. We'll get the whole forecast coming up here in 3 minutes.
Hundreds of millions of birds have now died from avian flu.
The new variant has become so effective, it has now been able to jump to humans. Dr. Nilanjan Lode tells WTMJ how people can best prevent from getting sick.
You can treat it as like normal flu, like with Tamiflu and with similar kind of other medication. So that can be used.
But Dr. Lode says some people are more at risk than others.
It becomes really problematic if you have people in your own family who are elderly or who are like small children or immunocompromised issues. They might be much more vulnerable.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
Chaos, confusion, a lack of communication. That's what 250 United Airlines passengers experienced when their flight to Ireland was diverted to Canada for a medical emergency. ABC's Trevor Alt says the hours-long stop turned into days.
United Flight 23 from Newark to Dublin instead landed at St. John's International Airport in Newfoundland, Canada on Thursday because of a medical emergency. And then severe weather kept them there for several more days. Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop of New York, was on board.
About halfway over the Atlantic, there was a medical emergency, and we ended up with you. And we're still here.
He still presided over Sunday Mass in Canada.
So that flight finally left on Sunday. Passengers have arrived in Dublin.
You were traveling yesterday. Lucky to have you back this morning.
And I was complaining about our hour or 2 hour year and a half delay. I can't imagine several day delay.
Me neither. 7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know that sounds dramatic. But your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem anymore affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows. When you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
7:10 and checking in on the morning drive, Debbie.
Well, so far it seems to be rolling along pretty well. Just starting to see a little bit of building volume eastbound 94 heading through the stadium interchange. Of course, we still have this broken down vehicle being worked on the left shoulder just about at Sunny Slope Road. So that's a little bit of a distraction, but tow truck's on the scene, so should be out of there pretty soon. Other than that, looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Very cold temperatures early on today with a cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. Even this afternoon, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills close to 10 below. Tonight, mostly clear, very cold as lows fall below zero. Wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below through Tuesday morning with another cold weather advisory. Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny with a high temperature near 10. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, maybe a couple flurries late in the day with high temperatures in the teens. We'll head towards the 20s on Thursday with partly cloudy skies, then more sunshine on Friday with high temperatures in the mid-20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee right now at 0 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Coming up on 7:12, yeah, we have nothing, no degrees. How many degrees do you have? We have 0.
There's a minute there we were at 1.
We were at 1
degree.
Right? It's gotten worse.
No degrees.
Barring the unforeseen, told you about it at the top of the hour news, MPS will find itself in court this afternoon, facing a deadline to put school resource officers back in school buildings.
Happening today.
State law mandated as of January 1, 2024, Milwaukee Public Schools reinstate the school resource officer program. The program ended in the wake of George Floyd. At some point in that, amid the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, MPS said, no, we're done having cops in schools. It's not how we want to run the schools. Well, a deal between the state and the city brokered in 2023, you remember, which allowed the city of Milwaukee to levy now that 2% sales tax, also demanded that MPS put cops back in schools. For more than a year, Milwaukee Public Schools have been in violation of that state law, simply failing to come up with an agreement with the city and Milwaukee Police on how to do it. The conservative outfit Wisconsin Institute for Law and Liberty filed in the name of an MPS parent a lawsuit. And current Milwaukee County Judge David Borowski ruled in January that MPS needs to, follow the law. So he set a deadline of this morning for SROs to be back in the schools. Now, while MPS says it is negotiating with the city on how to do that, who pays for it, there is no sign that they'll be in compliance with that, either state law or with the judge's order by this morning. So today they'll be due back in court, 3 o'clock. The hearing is still on the books. I checked court records this morning. So that is supposed to happen at 3 o'clock this afternoon in Judge Borowski's court. I guess, okay, now what?
So then what, right? Yeah, so what would happen either way? If any decision is made, where does it go from there?
I mean, okay, could the judge start fining MPS? Perhaps would that, move things along? I guess, but ultimately in terms of how do we benefit then as taxpayers? How do the children of Milwaukee benefit? They don't benefit in any way from MPS getting fined, right? That's just money that goes to where? So that's probably not the answer, but how else do you compel them? Do you make them follow the law?
Or is there some type of wait and pause until the new superintendent?
Could be. Borowski could accept MPS saying, well, we've made progress since we were here last. Yeah. Here's what we've done and show your work and get another extension. So I don't know what sort of teeth the judge's ruling would have, but clearly they're going to be in, outside of compliance by this afternoon. So we'll see what happens. 3 o'clock is that court hearing today in Milwaukee County. 7:14 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristen Bry. If you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. I can assure you that he will prioritize your needs no matter how sensitive, just like he did with mine. If you're due for a dental visit, Economwalk Dental Care has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. In addition to my exam, Dr. Michael's staff provided a gentle, professional cleaning that left my mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. Listen, we all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Check out Economwalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. Start 2025 on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economwalk Dental Care.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Barrett Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Game time at the NBA All-Star Game.
Damian. Again, one more basket for the win. Damian Lillard.
There you go. Look at it. Yes, Bucks guard beating the Rising Stars with that shot as Dame's OG's team would advance to the finals and win it all. You hear how Kenny Smith there on TNT. Called it before it happened.
Again, one more basket for the win. Damian Lillard.
That's game. New format this year. They did like 4 teams. They all played a mini tournament, so the games were played to 40, and that one helped win for that. One of the side benefits of this new tournament was seeing the players do things with like fans and whatever. So like during one of the quote-unquote halftimes, if you will, Mr. Beast, YouTube sensation. You also see him on YouTube, on Prime right now. He's got a show. Had Damian Lillard out there doing a shooting competition with a fan who had this last-second shot to win it.
Keep shooting. Keep going.
And then he told him he had to get in there to grab some money, jump in a barrel of money.
Hey, get in the money.
Get in the money.
Get
in the money. So, yeah, some a little bit different NBA festivities this year.
That was the best part.
Anyway.
Brewers have their first full squad workout at spring training set for tomorrow.
Put away the snow plow and come on out.
Outfielder Christian Yelich already in camp. Now remember, he's coming back from that back surgery that shut down his otherwise fantastic 2024 season.
I mean, I didn't have a choice if I wanted to have surgery or not. It was just, my body stopped working.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
All right.
Yelly basically saying, like, look, this wasn't a could you tough it out. Like, I couldn't. It didn't work. Talking with friend of the program, Adam McCalvey there, writer for MLB.com. Yelly says he is feeling good. No reason not to expect him to be ready for opening day.
The silver lining in having to get surgery then was like I'd for sure be ready for opening day, so that was a good thing. And
full squad workout set for tomorrow at American Family Fields of Phoenix.
College basketball. You remember when UW-Milwaukee went to the Sweet 16?
Yeah.
20 years ago. Yeah.
If you had asked me to guess, it was about 10 years ago or so.
So they celebrated them on Sunday as UW-Milwaukee would go on to beat Northern Kentucky. Wasn't even a game. A good old thumping, 92-70. Up next, Youngstown State on Friday.
Badger Sports Report, men's basketball back in action tomorrow night against Illinois, coming off the big win over number 7 Purdue this weekend. Women beat Penn State 75-68 on Sunday. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Double connection to my alma maters here, Eve. Fun story I want to share with you. Wauwatosa East and St. Norbert. You know the name Gary Gresh, and for some of you that'll sound familiar. As I explain it, then you'll remember. A year ahead of me at Tosa East, All-American soccer player. He was a kicker for a football team, baseball player as well, but his love was basketball. And his shining moment at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay came in the NCAA tournament in 1994.
Kidd's jumper right on the three-point line. Norgard rebounding.
Gary Gresh, real good defense right in Jason Kidd's face, but...
Also, your Norgard mentioned, Martinez, like what a great team, stacked. CBS Sports on that call, Gary held Cal's Jason Kidd, yes, former head coach of the Bucks, Jason Kidd, to 12 points as Dick Bennett's Fighting Phoenix beat the Cal Bears 61-57 in that first-round game of the tournament. It was a 12-seed victory over a 5. So Gresh, I'm mentioning him today because he grew up just down the street from me there in Tosa, ended up coaching at my alma mater, St. Norbert, where he, this season, just notched his 400th career win with the Green Knights. So congratulations to Gary, one of the best all-around athletes I have ever known, and a fellow Red Raider and Green Knight. 7:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
We've all heard of Larry Bird. Allow us to introduce Derry Bird.
It's A.J. Green slashing a three down from the right wing on the other end of the court. It's a one-point game. Giannis back to A.J. A.J. going to try to answer. Off balance three, and he hits it. How did he hit that one? The Derry Bird going deep into his bag of tricks there.
We're the home of Derry Bird and the Bucks. WTMJ.
Jump in the money. Jump in the money.
Doing my own project with Inspired Closets. Now Vince Vitrano here. Just had my friends Katie and Dan at the house, and they're working to help us rebuild a closet in the front hall. It's one of the first things that folks see when you walk in. You know, you take the coats, take your coat, and they look at this closet. It is not pretty. It's not particularly functional either. So at the kitchen table, I got Katie, I got Dan. They're already going to work with my wife and me, visiting their 3D software program to draft solutions to our problem. And this is why you go with this local family-owned company. It's not some internet closet company. It's about this process. And our next step, we went out to the location there just near Gerke's Corners there in Brookfield. Options, different designs, different looks, different hardware. Katie and Dan would love to work with you to customize solutions for your home to help you cut clutter and calm the chaos. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at ADAMM.com.
Basement. Water leaks. Cracks in the walls. Had them? Have them? What do I do? Who can I trust?
I'm here to help. This is your Fix-It host, David Nason, with expert advice for my listeners. There's only one company I trust with basements, and that's my friends at Accurate Basement Repair. That's Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You're going to get a free expert evaluation on me. Just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Again, that's Accurate Basement Repair. Check them out at AccurateBasementRepair.com.
Checking in at 7:22. What do you see on the roads, Deb?
Well, we've got a little bit of a backup eastbound 94 from Hawley Road all the way to 35th. The westbound side, there's still, well, actually, no. The disabled vehicle at Sunny Slope is finally gone, and so we should be in good shape through that area. The rest of the system is looking just fine. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Cold weather advisory in effect until 11 o'clock this morning. It doesn't exactly warm up a bunch after that. High of just 7 degrees today. Wind chills dipping to 20 below. Mostly clear, very cold, with another cold weather advisory kicking in at 9 p.m. Tonight's low temperature down to 6 below. Mostly sunny, very cold on Tuesday. High of just 10. Right now at 0 degrees. We have no degrees in Milwaukee.
Happy Monday!
It's time to look at the week ahead. Sponsored by Excel Custom Decks.
What a Monday morning.
That's right. The week ahead on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Excel Custom Decks. Visit excelcustomdecks.com. Look at your dream summer by scheduling an appointment today. The week ahead, what's going to be in your timeline, on your news feed, on the social medias, on the TV, on the radio,
Why don't you just tell me what's going to be in the news?
Well, today is a special day. Oh, a little President's Day. So today is President's Day. Third Monday in February is officially George Washington's birthday. It's not really his birthday. It's February 22nd, but this is the day that we celebrate everything. By the way, that means no stocks today, and some mail and some other stuff won't be happening. So that's your...
Some mail and some other stuff
schools.
won't be happening.
Otherwise, normal day today. Today's the deadline for MPS to have 25 school resource officers back in MPS. We'll see what happens if they fail compliance. Primary day tomorrow. Biggest election on the ballot is for state superintendent. So Jill Underly, she's running for re-election. And here's what we got. She's looking to challenge, or her challengers are Jeff Wright, who's from Sauk Prairie, Brittany Kinzer, an education consultant. So the two top vote getters move on to April 1. So we'll see how this plays out tomorrow, and then they vote, or they go back to the ballot again April 1. Governor Evers putting the finishing touches on his next state budget. What will he say? What could be part of the conversation?
You fix the damn roads.
Maybe. The governor is calling for investments in priorities like education and child care. Republican-controlled state legislature calling for more tax cuts. So, again, rinse and repeat. We've seen all of this and heard all of this before. Meanwhile, we've also heard this before. Projections from the Wisconsin Legislative Fiscal Bureau shows the state is expected to see a surplus of nearly $4.5 billion. All right. It's just a lot of coin you could be swimming in right now, and a pool or two of cash that you could sunbathe in as you're backstroking.
Right. What basement room is that in at the Capitol?
Today marks 500 days since the Hamas terrorist strike on Israel. Phase 1 of the ceasefire agreements between Israel and Gaza ends in 2 weeks. So now there's a little bit of a talk on what Phase 2 could look like. There's still some concern in whether or not that can happen. The Berkey is on. The 51st annual American Birkebeiner State Race gets underway this week. So this is the one that goes, from Cable, Wisconsin to Hayward, Wisconsin?
That's way up north.
Yeah. The trail's going to be a little spotty, they say, but otherwise it's good to go. Like, it should be able to do everything they do in Hayward, which is great, but they say that there's still a couple of spots, but they should be good. According to the executive director, Mother Nature has come through with some last-second snow. The trail crew's doing all they can to firm up the base. Lake Hayward has ice thicker than ever, and the International Bridge is coming out of hibernation. So
nice. All right. It's winter again up north.
Yes, which is phenomenal to hear. The White Lotus is back. Third season dropped last night. The White Lotus. You can find that on HBO. In theaters. This is what the CNN response is to this movie. It's called The Monkey. It's based on a Stephen King thing. Stephen King. It says this. The film tells the tale of a demonic wind-up toy with a thirst for blood. All right. Here we go. Also, the new movie coming out called Cleaner, which is basically, it's a Daisy Ridley film. She's, of course, Rey in the Star Wars movies. I'm sure you saw Rey when you were in Florida walking around. Anyway, this movie's basically kind of like Die Hard, but it's got Daisy Ridley in it. So those are the movies coming. It's the week ahead, and it's sponsored by Excel Custom Decks. Look at your dream summer by scheduling an appointment today. Call 414-333-1888 or visit excelcustomdecks.com.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. As Erik mentioned, the stock market will be closed today in honor of President's Day. Here's where we left things at the end of trading on Friday. Dow Jones Industrial Average at 44,546. The NASDAQ is 20,027, and the S&P 500 was flat in trading on Friday at 6115. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses, and all of us who live here. Sponsored by the original knowledge broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salasinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, last few months we have had a lot of newsworthy insurance-related events, regular stream of things that remind us of the importance of properly designed insurance programs. So give us your perspective from where you sit.
Sure, Vince. Thanks. Great to be here. It really has been a tough finish to 2024 and a very difficult start in 2025. A school violence event in Madison in December, a terrorism event in New Orleans on New Year's Day, the California wildfires, just a massive event for the residents and certain insurance companies. There have been some employment matters in the news here recently as well. Lastly, a cyber data breach impacting over 60 million students and teachers.
So, Jeff, for folks listening right now, what should their primary takeaway be from all this?
Vince, quite simply, a properly designed insurance program has never been more relevant, more important than today. If you're not getting good guidance and options from your insurance provider, or you're buying online, you're jeopardizing your assets, your business, maybe your future.
Okay, so families, businesses, why should they work with R&R Insurance?
We deliver thought leadership around asset protection. It's what we do best. We inform you of where the opportunities are in today's market. We work with you to best position your account, your company for review by an underwriter, and R&R can get multiple companies competing for your account. It'll cost you nothing to sit down and talk with R&R Insurance. If you're looking for a better insurance buying experience, we'd love to speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations at R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. And you can get started online right now. Find out more at myknowledgebroker.com. Storm team forecast for today under a cold weather advisory until 11 o'clock this morning on our way to a high of just 7 degrees right now. Wind chills well below zero.
ABC News, I'm Brian Clark. There's a hearing today over the challenge to Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency's oversight and cuts to the federal government. That challenge brought by 14 states, but that department continuing to expand its scope, says ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
ABC News has learned DOJ requested access to an IRS data system that retains the personal tax information of millions of Americans. Sources say they have not been granted access yet. Today, Musk is expected to visit the Air Traffic Control Command Center to better understand what the FAA needs to modernize the system.
The union representing FAA employees says hundreds have been laid off. Secretary of State Marco Rubio's in Saudi Arabia ahead of talks with Russian officials aimed at ending the war. More than 300,000 in the U.S. without power as a result of storms that brought flooding, blamed for at least 10 deaths. And the Vatican says Pope Francis has a respiratory infection which requires further hospitalization for the 88-year-old. This is ABC News.
Eastbound 94, you are looking at some delays from 76th straight through the Stadium interchange to about 27th. Westbound still looking pretty good. Southbound 43 starting to bunch up just a bit right past Fond du Lac Avenue. And then eastbound 94 also slowing down from about Highway F towards Springdale Road. Just a little pocket of heavy traffic there. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Again, your storm team forecast, a high of just 7 degrees today. Right now, wind chills seeing 14 below zero with an air temperature of nothing. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, today the deadline for Milwaukee Public Schools to have 25 school resource officers reinstated across the district. A Milwaukee judge imposed that deadline in January after parents sued over the matter. Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson has said the city is at odds with the district over who pays for it.
Usually when you go to a restaurant, right, and you order a meal, the chef doesn't prepare your meal and then pay the bill. That's essentially what we're being asked to do, and I think that's wrong for taxpayers in the city of Milwaukee.
Now, MPS due to appear in court this afternoon. If the SROs are not in place this morning, there's nothing to indicate that they are, although MPS is off today.
A review of recurring financial irregularities between the City of Milwaukee and the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee begins today. Common Council Steering and Rules Committee again discuss long-standing debts owed to Milwaukee by Hockham. It totals millions of dollars. According to our partners at TMJ4 News, Hockham could be headed towards bankruptcy as audits show unreconciled cash balances of nearly $3 million every year since 2019. Meanwhile, by the way, the organization still without an executive director. This after Willie Hines Jr. suddenly retired last year.
Decision Wisconsin tomorrow, Wisconsin spring primary. Voters across the state will be narrowing down who should lead the Department of Public Instruction.
Incumbent Dr. Jill Underly is seeking a second four-year term. Looking to unseat her are Sauk Prairie School District Superintendent Jeff Wright and education consultant Brittany Kinzer. Meanwhile, on Milwaukee's east side, residents will vote in the special election to replace Alderman Jonathan Brosthoff, and voters in Kenosha have a $115 million school referendum on their ballots. As for the race between Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel to replace Justice Ann Walsh Bradley on the state Supreme Court, since only 2 candidates are running, the race isn't on the primary ballot. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Reforms proposed for Wisconsin's corrections facilities. The multi-tiered plan announced by Governor Evers would close both Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake juvenile correction facilities in northern Wisconsin and build a new one near Madison. Green Bay Correctional Institution would be closed in 2029. And the state's oldest prison in Waupun would be converted to a medium security center focused on vocational training.
New prescription drug camps for folks on Medicare. Lee Purvis is principal of prescription drug policy for AARP, telling WTMJ.
So as of January 1st of this year, people in those plans will have their out-of-pocket prescription drug costs capped at $2,000 per year. And this was part of a law that passed in 2022 that AARP strongly supported that includes a lot of changes that will help bring down prescription drug prices and related out-of-pocket costs.
Purvis says there was previously no limit on out-of-pocket costs, with some beneficiaries spending more than $10,000 a year on prescriptions.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:35.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. It's bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Are you sick of not being your bank's top priority? We are too. At Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. We're proud to be your one true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. That's right in your backyard. Whether you're opening your first account, buying a home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have tailored solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank at Wintrust.com. Wintrust, different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp Banks, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:37.
Brewers Christian Yelich is already in camp and talking about his health and availability for opening day. That's coming up in sports at 7:45.
Air travelers going to be up for a long wait today. Rough weather across much of the country, causing several flights to be canceled or delayed again.
On Sunday, more than 1,800 flights were canceled in the U.S., nearly 10,000 delayed. You have hundreds more canceled today and delayed today as well. And if you're in the Northeast, those are the airports that were hit the hardest. So New York, Boston, Philly, D.C., all hit hard by snow and sleet. The winds today along the East Coast, and they may cause even more issues. So have that airline app downloaded on your phone and ready to make any last-minute changes.
So that's ABC's Gio Benitez. So this winter storm that hit the nation's southeast over the weekend, just devastating. Tennessee among the places experiencing extreme weather. Listen to this report from Alex Perez.
In Reeve, Tennessee, the levee failing.
That's about 4 hours they've been in the water.
Residents Denny and Karen Stow had to be taken to safety by boat before driving themselves to Union City, Tennessee. They spoke to ABC News from their hotel room.
We're fortunate enough that we can stay at a hotel tonight, but what's going to happen tomorrow, the next night, we don't know.
Yeah, where do you go after that? And then what's complicating everything is that this area is now bracing for snow and plummeting temperatures. So you had flooding, you're getting rescued by a boat, you're in a hotel room, and now you have these plummeting temperatures. Just not ideal for these folks.
The mayor of one of those communities said it was 65 degrees here today. Now we're talking about 3 to 5 inches of snow.
Like, what?
That's a whiplash. 7:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. This report brought to you by Steinhoffels. Visit them at steinhoffels.com.
Steinhoffels is celebrating the opening of its Orland Park furniture and mattress showroom with its biggest President's Day sale yet. Now through President's Day, take an extra $100 off every $1,499 you spend and get a $100 MasterCard for every $1,499. See store for details or take advantage of Steinhaffel's 36 months 0% financing when you spend $1,499. It's Steinhaffel's biggest President's Day sale ever. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
Oh, man, take a look at my life. No Corona.
All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 4 weeks, and I've already lost 20 pounds thanks to my amazing team at Milwaukee Weight Loss. My wife's on board. Kathy loves it, and we are both feeling more energized.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
7:41 on Wisconsin's Morning News. How's the drive, Debbie?
Well, a little bit tight on eastbound 94, coming in from just before 76th Street all the way through 235th. Westbound slowing down right through the stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. The rest of the system still looking actually pretty good. Maybe a quick brake check on northbound 41 between North Avenue and Burleigh. Other than that, looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Very cold temperatures early on today with a cold weather advisory until 11 a.m. Even this afternoon, high temperatures in the single digits with wind chills close to 10 below. Tonight, mostly clear, very cold as lows fall below zero. Wind chills as low as 25 to 30 below through Tuesday morning with another cold weather advisory. Tuesday afternoon, mostly sunny with a high temperature near 10. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, maybe a couple flurries late in the day with high temperatures in the teens. We'll head towards the 20s on Thursday with partly cloudy skies, then more sunshine on Friday with high temperatures in the mid-20s. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee temp at 0. So is the issue here the charge or the sneaky nature of the line item? You're going to see more of these popping up. You know, sometimes you're checking out, and to your surprise, you know, you ended up paying, your bill is more than you thought it would be.
Yeah, Lou raised the price of Coke. He's been losing it to track.
Well, I ain't paying no 50 cents for no Coke.
Yeah, you know, it just sneaks up on you like that. So inflation hitting many businesses hard, and many of them are finding ways to pass on the costs to the customer. This next story is not so much, it seems, that the cost of something went up, but customers weren't happy about how they'd been asked to pay.
Okay.
So WHO 13 TV out of Des Moines, Iowa on the story. Community of Ankeny. Guy who visited Jethro's Barbecue in Ankeny, upset. He says he's a regular there. Said he saw an add-on to his bill the other day, about 3% additional for a, quote, inflation fee.
If you raise prices a little bit, that's fine. I think people accept that. But when there's a lack of transparency and it's baked in as an inflation fee, I think people kind of turn a side eye to that.
Yeah, it's a little side eye from Mark there. Says he's a regular, and his take was, understand you got to raise prices. Don't like you sneaking in a tax I didn't know about. Now, the restaurant responded to other customers who've been critical of the line item, saying, okay, well, first I'll tell you why they're doing this, and then I'll tell you the change that they've made, and you can decide whether that's good enough. The news reporter there at WHO 13 reads the statement from the restaurant.
And the statement eventually goes on to read, eggs have recently doubled in price, the cost of chicken has increased 50%, health insurance is up dramatically, and credit card processing fees have increased drastically.
And margins for restaurants are already thin.
Oh, yeah, always.
Right? So they're saying, look, all this stuff went up, so we do need to raise some of our prices.
Right.
But they say, okay, we heard you didn't like the quote-unquote inflation fee. Understand.
Rather than continuously raise menu prices as the market fluctuates, we have added a market surcharge.
So they changed the name. They're calling it now a market surcharge, not an inflation fee. I don't know if that's what these folks were looking for.
What would be better, making it a $14.99 hamburger or selling it for $13.99 and adding the charge?
Right. And I think where restaurants are coming down is, do you want us to, hard menus have a cost as well. We're not going to change our menu every time we adjust prices by 50 cents or a buck.
Right.
So this allows us to fluctuate those prices. On the other hand, if you're the customer and you're sitting down, your $13.99 hamburger is now more and you didn't know, and then all of a sudden you check out and there's your line. I don't know which one is right, but either way, I did think that was interesting. All right, we heard you. We'll call it something else then. You happy now? 7:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
In his hometown, Damian Lillard shows up at the All-Star game for the NBA.
Damian. Again, one more basket for the win. Damian Lillard. There you go. Look at it.
There it is. That's the shot that took Dame's OG's team past the Rising Stars. This is one of those new formats they had this year. It was 4 teams playing in this mini tournament. Then they had all these little side things. Kevin Hart was there, the comedian. Mr. Beast did a thing with Damian Lillard where he was in a shooting contest with a fan. Fan one ended up jumping into a trash can full of money, and awkward and strange and the whole thing. But that was
in a snippet. That's the best part of the night. Some cat throws down a half quarter and he gets $100,000.
Jumps into this giant can of Jump into the money.
He's like Boston. No, I need you to jump in the money.
Daytona 500.
Checker is waving, and William Byron has won the 500 for the second year in a row.
Right place, right time for William Byron. He wins his second straight Daytona 500. The call there on Fox. Basically, there's a crash near the end, and he was able to survive through that and take the checkered flag.
And Brewers' first spring training game is coming up on Saturday already. We will have the broadcast right here on 620 WTMJ.
We'd be better off listening to adhesive tape.
No, come on, you.
God bless you. You honored in various ways around the spring training facility of American Family Fields of Phoenix here this season. Kristen Yelich coming off a season-ending surgery in camp, feeling good. Talking with friend of the program, MLB.com's Adam McCalvey.
Yeah, I feel fine. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be ready for opening day.
It says finishing the season with his back issues was simply not possible. It's like, I would have toughed it out, but I couldn't. My back didn't work anymore. So good news is, feels ready to go, expects to be available opening day. First full squad workout is tomorrow.
As UWM celebrates the Sweet 16 teams the 20th anniversary of the Sweet 16 team. They beat Northern Kentucky at the same time. 92-70 was the final on Sunday. Up next for the Panthers, Youngstown State.
And we'll see how things shake out today when the new NCAA basketball rankings come out. Number 16, Wisconsin over number 7, Purdue Saturday.
Awesome
Great game. Great finish by Bucky. You'd expect the Badgers to move up in the polls. Wisconsin has Illinois tomorrow night. Badger women beat Penn State on Sunday afternoon, 75-68. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Matt, you can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years, especially if you're a parent. You go from changing diapers to dropping your kid off at school. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. A 10-year labor warranty, that's always included, so your windows and doors are secure for years to come. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on March 8th. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Debbie here at 10 to 8.
Yep. We are looking at a little bit of a backup. Westbound 94 now, just before 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side has got some pockets of heavy traffic from 76th Street pretty much all the way to 35th. 43 and 41, so far so good. Pretty quiet right now. And then a little bit on the bypass. We got westbound from just west of 60th Street to 68th. Eastbound just slowing down a little bit, heading into Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast is sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. A couple of days in the Hurt Locker here as far as the temperatures go. High of just 7 degrees today. Right now, wind chills at 14 below zero. Mostly clear, even colder overnight. Tonight's low temperature, 6 below. Wind chills dipping to 25 below as the cold weather advisory kicks in once again at 9 p.m. Tuesday, mostly sunny, very cold, high of just 10. Wednesday, double digits, high of 14 degrees with some flurries possible. Right now, Milwaukee's air temp is nothing.
Idea Man.
One of my favorite Alvarez stories, and I'm sure you've heard this when you've been around like the rubber chicken banquets, was when he first got to Wisconsin.
Innovator.
One of the senior captains got up in front of the team and was like, we're going to go win the Big Ten, all this great stuff.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
And Barry's like, sit down. We're not blowing smoke. We're not going to, make false promises. It's going to take a lot of work, but no, we're not winning the Big Ten in the first year. And the honesty and the truth, you always are going to win when you tell your players that.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Did not see this coming.
U.S. and Canada facing off in hockey over the weekend in what they're calling the Four Nations Face-Off. And it opened with 3 fights in the first 9 seconds after the Canadians in Montreal booed our national anthem again. I guess we didn't like it, Tausch.
We did not, and
we did not.
I think you can kind of tell, I think as all of our sports are getting more global, and I'm sure we'll talk about the NBA and whatever they're doing from an all-star standpoint, intensity and competition and rivalry is what makes sports great. And I know there's obviously a lot of stuff going on with, politics and how that all works, and that all gets worked out. But from a sports standpoint, I think we look back at the 1980s when the team that ended up going over the Miracle and Al Michaels, and how much that kind of propelled just the feeling of our country. You saw all of that on Saturday night. And what's crazy about that, the intensity, that was an exhibition. That wasn't an Olympic qualifier. That was an exhibition match. And when fans gravitate, when you know the players care, and when you know there's just an immense amount of pride and an immense amount of competition, that's what we like. That's why we love sports. And that was on full effect Saturday night in United Four. I don't even know what they call it. Four Nations United. What? It wasn't United. That whole process. That's what made it great.
I know if you're a hockey purist, I know they debate whether or not fighting is gets more attention than it should, or whether it has a place in the game. I don't know, man.
It seemed a little fabricated when it's 2 seconds into the game and everyone's just throwing their gloves.
The funniest post I saw on social, Tausch, was the statement read, the opening moments of USA Canada, and it showed that scene from Slapshot where the Hanson brothers started beating on guys before the opening puck drop.
Listen, man, I think, Erik, to your point on it being fabricated, obviously there were some ideas. The announcers kind of had a good idea when the Kachuk brothers went in there, and I saw one where it was the Gulf of Kachuk instead of the Gulf of America, the Gulf of Mexico. So you have some fun with it. But I think the bottom line, and yes, there are purists that I think the purists of hockey actually love this because you regulate things yourself. The refs let it happen. They put the penalties out. They do it, and then you get about playing hockey. But, again, I just keep coming back to this, and I think one of the things that you're seeing, whether it's preseason football or the spirit of sports is always and always will be about great competition and just competing your tookus off. And when it isn't doing that, that's when sports falls off a cliff. And I think we're kind of teetering a little bit. I think for the most part, competition is still really high, but I do think in some of these other things, that's where fans get turned off. And for if it's fabricated or not, that was real. And the intensity and the fact that there are guys throwing fists, and you know that angst that those guys had to have had when they went out on the ice, knowing they could get embarrassed because one roundhouse and you're bleeding out, and all of a sudden, the Canadians. That was the beautiful part of that.
What did Sir Charles say about the NBA All-Star game? Eric had an interesting quote from him.
He blamed the generation of players that were complaining about it. So like Draymond Green and others were like, this NBA All-Star thing where we're doing this 40-point tournament thing, this is silly, et cetera, et cetera. And he's like, it's your fault. He's like, you
didn't take the actual game seriously. You didn't give people a product, so we had to clown around.
Yeah, this is that's always what's funny when people sit there and act victimized about something that they set up and did it. Like, nobody, I think the All-Star game in the 80s and 90s, while it was much more offensive, guys competed. Kobe Bryant, who the All-Star trophy is named after, competed like crazy. As a matter of fact, he called out LeBron in an All-Star game saying, you need to do this for your fans. And I think, Draymond Green saying this is a travesty. Well, you guys are the ones out there that didn't give any effort for any amount of the game. And then when the fans and everybody get turned off, you have to change formats, and then you complain about the very format because they force you to at least try to compete in 5 years before you didn't do any of it. So, yeah, I can't come up with an analogy right like that, but it's basically like you rob a bank, and then you're complaining because there's a ton of security at the bank the next day. Like,
with all these guys.
You're the ones that did that, and now you're complaining about it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mark Tauscher with us every morning on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thanks, Tausch. Oh, by the way, USA won 3-1.
I was going to say.
After all
I'd hope.
we also won the game.
USA.
Judging by the hole in the satellite picture, the ice we...
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A $5 million gift from alumni couple Chris and Mary Swift bolsters a new scholarship program at Marquette University. It honors its late president, Mike Level, and debuts this fall. After Harley-Davidson announces a country music-heavy lineup, including Chris Stapleton for this summer's Homecoming Festival, the company rolls out its first rock and roll headliner, Buck Cherry. The band performs a free concert at the Harley Museum on July 10th. The largest industrial property management firm in Metro Milwaukee is Phoenix Investors of Milwaukee. The company recently acquires the Stellantis parts facility in Bayview and the former Rexnord campus in West Milwaukee. I'm Rich Kirchen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's got a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity, payload is big, all the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser, all the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new, Safe and Sound program, right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Just after 8 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 17th, our top story, the bite of bitter cold returns.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Will the school district comply?
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Looks like we got a few accidents out there. 894 westbound at 60th Street. The two right lanes are blocked because of a crash there, and that's slowing down from before Loomis. We've also got one on southbound 43 just past Locust. It's off on the right shoulder there. Minimal delays with that one. Other than that, eastbound on 94, you're moving along a little bit slowly, basically from 76th Street all the way through to 35th. The westbound side slowing from 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Still under a cold weather advisory until 11 o'clock this morning, on our way to a high of just 7 degrees. Tonight, also cold with a low temperature of 6 below, and another advisory kicking in after 9 o'clock. Right now, we're at 0 in Milwaukee, and from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, caught in the bitter cold once again, WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen telling us a little bit more about the wind chills that will get close to 30 below zero by Tuesday morning.
That's about where schools start looking at closures. Tomorrow, we're just going to be barely touching it. If I had to make a guess right now, I'd guess they'd probably not close because we're not going to be well into the 30s below zero, but we'll have to wait and see.
Again, the low temperature tonight at 6 degrees below zero.
Today marks the deadline for Milwaukee Public Schools to have 25 school resource officers back in MPS buildings. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live in the Breaking News Center.
And Eric, as of right now, a court hearing remains scheduled for MPS this afternoon, as whether or not the district will comply with the court-mandated order is still unclear. Mayor Cavalier Johnson made his position clear on the matter last month.
The way we had it set up before,
MPS picked up the vast majority of those costs, and the city took those officers on in the summertime. I think that's a pretty good model to go on.
The Board of School Directors has said they are in discussions with the city over the matter. WTMJ has reached out to the National Association of School Resource Officers to learn if any officers with MPD have been enrolled in school resource officer training.
Bed bugs, lack of heat, now financial mismanagement at the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee. There'll be a review of financial irregularities between the City of Milwaukee and that Hockham organization. It begins today. Now, the city's Steering and Rules Committee is going to discuss some longstanding debt owed to the city by Hockham, totaling in the millions of dollars. According to an email obtained by our news partners at TMJ4 News, Hockham is at risk of filing for bankruptcy.
Overhauling Wisconsin's 19th century prisons is on the docket.
A proposal from Governor Tony Evers would begin with completing construction on a youth facility in Dane County in order to close Lincoln Hills and Copper Lake School. The two youth prisons in Irma have long been troubled with abuse of inmates and staff. Evers' plan then calls for closing the Green Bay Correctional Institution by 2029 and converting the state's oldest prison in Waupun to a medium-security vocational village for expanded job training. Both facilities have been described as inhumane by incarcerated individuals and faced in-custody deaths. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
The White House looking to undo DOGE layoffs for some after hundreds of nuclear weapons workers were fired last week. Now lawmakers demanding answers. News Nation's Tom Dempsey.
In response to all this, the Department of Energy says a few dozen people have been laid off inside the National Nuclear Security Administration, and none of the people laid off really specialize in the security of nuclear weapons. That group protects and manages the U.S. stockpile of nuclear weapons, and employees there told reporters that it looked like between 325 and 350 employees would be let go on Thursday.
On Friday, managers reportedly got an email saying to stop all actions with terminations. Now, fewer than 50 people will ultimately be let go. All of them have administrative or clerical roles.
Not all tariffs are created equal. The Milwaukee Business Journal's Timothy Gibbons tells WTMJ that some tariffs can be effective for the U.S. business.
A narrow tariff on a particular good can end up being, well, it's getting tariffs coming in, so domestic production will grow. But if you just say tariffs on everything, you start having the dollar-peso exchange rate start changing, and it modifies how much of an impact it can be.
Now, many manufacturers say broad tariffs are a challenge, but they are open to narrow tariffs that genuinely spur more American manufacturing.
Coming up, growing health concerns about the Pope. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:06.
News is sponsored by BBC Lighting. Thousands of specialty light fixtures, open Monday through Saturday.
Hi, folks. This is Hank Albert, owner of BBC Lighting. At BBC, we sell all the top brands of lights and ceiling fans, such as Visual Comfort, Tech, Schoenbeck Crystal, and hundreds more. We get every brand, and our prices are the lowest. I guarantee it. In our award-winning showroom, you'll also find factory closeouts with lights and fans priced well below their original cost. If it's lampshades or repairs you need, we do all that too. There's something for everyone at BBC, including fun for the kids and our famous free popcorn. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and located at 20th and St. Paul Avenue, across from Sobelman's, near the Potawatomi Casino. Stay safe and healthy, my friends.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlawns.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns. You're due for service.
Rich Lawns.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Growing concerns for the Pope's health as he is still in the hospital.
The Vatican press office releasing a statement saying 88-year-old Pope Francis has a respiratory tract infection, adding, quote, all the findings to date are indicative of a complex clinical picture that will require an appropriate hospital stay, end quote. Vatican spokesman Matteo Bruni, however, told reporters the Pope's mood is good. The Pope's next general audience scheduled for Wednesday has been canceled. Inez de la Guatera, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
In Gaza, trucks with aid and supplies are moving inside the Strip today as the first phase of the ceasefire agreement ends now in 2 weeks. Marks 500 days since this new conflict just began. Israel and Hamas leaders still haven't worked out on a second phase of that ceasefire just yet.
Half century of Saturday Night Live celebrated in New York Sunday night.
Javan, thanks for meeting me at Malibu Beach off the one. I've really missed you.
The Californians were back with Kristen Wiig, Bill Hader, and Fred Armisen on NBC. We found out where Buddy Hobbs wound up after Elf.
Prison? Actually really fun. I'm in an improv group. I'm scrapbooking like crazy.
In short shorts, we might add, Adam Sandler brought his guitar.
We all know that the first cast was the best.
He teared up over cast mates gone too soon.
6 years of our boy Farley.
Paul McCartney closed out the show.
Once there was a way.
Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News, New York.
3 hours. I recorded it. I mean, dipped in a little bit just to get a taste, but that one's going to bear. You got to sit down and watch all of it.
If you look at some of the timelines on the old social media, it's just it's all these little snippets and videos from the 3 hours of stuff they had.
Well, I mean, the fun part about a thing like that is everybody had their favorites, right? The sketches or your favorite performers or whatever, your favorites for Weekend Update, whoever that was, and you got a little taste of all of that in there. So there was something in there. I mean, 50 years, that hits a lot of genres and several generations. 8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. It starts as a nuisance, right? And you just kind of put up with it. That twinge in your knee or the back just kind of flaring up from time to time. And you're like, okay, I'll deal with it. You still do all the things. You go outside. You do that with your kids or your grandkids. You do the walks with the dog. You get on the boat, whatever it might be. But then it starts to get worse and worse. And that pain that's always been there becomes debilitating for you. Here's the thing. You can get a fix. QC Kinetics. It's groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. It's long-term relief, and it's possible now, and you don't need surgery. That's the biggest thing that I want to stress to people. You don't always need surgery for things when your knee hurts. A lot of times you don't. You don't need surgery in this case. You don't need painkillers. You don't need downtime. It's QC Kinetics. Find out if this is going to work. Find out if you're going to be able to treat your body and restore those damaged joints without needing a knife. You won't miss a beat. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Checking in with Debbie here at 8:12 on the Morning Drive.
All right. Well, we've got this crash on 894 westbound at 60th Street. The two right lanes are blocked with this crash, so watch out for that. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. Looks like we've got delays coming out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to that point. Another crash on southbound 43 right at the ramp from Locust. The right shoulder is blocked, so that's going to be a little bit of a squeeze as well. We're seeing delays coming in just before Burleigh all the way down past the scene. East and westbound 94 pretty much bookending it between Mitchell Boulevard and 35th Street in both directions. A bit slow. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast for today. We are under a cold weather advisory. That goes until 11 o'clock this morning. It's not like we warm up a whole lot. Today's high predicted at 7 degrees. Wind chills still maybe below zero for the day. Mostly clear, very cold tonight with low temperatures dipping in the single digits below zero. Wind chills up to 25 below as another cold weather advisory kicks in at 9 p.m. Tuesday, mostly sunny, very cold. Cold weather advisory will expire at noon with a high of 10. Wednesday's high 14. Right now, Milwaukee temp at 0.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Coming up on 8:14 on a Monday morning, Eric's back. I'm
Good
here.
morning. It's good
I
to
was
see you.
off and then you were off.
We haven't seen each other in what seems like weeks.
It's so wonderful.
It sounded a little sarcastic.
All right, we're at full strength here. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. Adam's on the news today, and Debbie watching the cars. We're with you till 9 o'clock. So you'll have your first in college this year.
Yes,
right?
coming up this fall.
I will have all of mine this fall in college.
Ooh.
So that's college expenses times 3. And every family does it differently. I think most families we talk with, even if they would have the means to put their kids through school, on their own, most families I find think it's beneficial to have children engaged in paying at least in some part for their college education.
So part of the
right?
learning process as you're growing.
Yeah. So however you work that out in your family, scholarships and whatever, and then here's the final sticker price. You're expected to pay X or this percentage or for 1 year or for 2, however you do it.
Right.
But as you look at that, we're going to be invested, as many families are, in our children's future education here. So your kid is going to go to school and spend tens of thousands, in some cases well north of $100,000, and says, "Pop, Dad, I'm going to major in social media. I'm going to major in influencing." Yes, your reaction would be exactly what it just was. Huh? Say what now, son? Daughter? Huh? You're going to do what? So higher education, though, quickly learning it needs to adapt to these new generations of students, or it risks just flat losing them.
Right.
We're hearing a lot about students either skipping college, the traditional 4-year degree, whether they are doing some sort of vocational degree, whether they're doing a junior college or a community college to get a few classes under their belt, gap years.
There are a million reasons.
Yes. And it's not just about adding coffee shops and workout centers. It's about what kind of education are you offering for young people and whether it's relevant to their lives and the desires for what they ultimately want to do in the world. So I bring all of this up because it appears colleges are picking up on that, some of them anyway. Social media influencer is not just a thing some people do in their free time. For some, it's a full-time job, and for a few, it can be highly lucrative.
Sephora haul. The first thing that I got is the blush and glow set. Stay tuned.
Okay, all right. I don't know how lucrative that is, but that's a lot of what you see on social media, right?
Yes,
Some influencers, as they're called, are actual celebrities, but some are celebrities because they're influencers, right? These are the folks you see all over social media in one form or another promoting products and services or various brands.
One of them was at the NBA All-Star festivities.
Oh, yeah,
Sunday
Mr.
night.
Beast,
Yes,
right?
with Damian Lillard.
Right.
So.
Mr. Beast is famous because he's like one of these influencers, right? Now, some people are popular on social media because they're already somebody, right? So whoever that is, if you're a Hollywood star or whatever, you're a social, or you're Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is famous for her music and all her stuff, but then also has that entity. But some folks only exist as that influencing entity. They can get paid by the platforms, Meta, X, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, for creating content that people want to watch. Our generation of parents may scoff at it, but millennials and Zs are doing it, and some aspire to flat do it full time for their job. From thehill.com, growing number of universities are looking at classes and majors aimed at giving influencers the skills needed to spot misinformation, communicate effectively with audiences, and understanding business contracts that they could enter. Here's a quote. "If people are serious about wanting to do a career in influencing or online content creation, they have to know that there's more to it." That's Jessica Maddox. She's co-director of the Office of Politics and Communications and Media at the University of Alabama. They've started to offer classes on the subject called social media storytelling. So institutions are beginning to pull social media and careers in it out of traditional just comm or media studies, everything from a 4-week online course to, here's one, Arkansas Tech University has created an entire major it calls the Bachelor of Arts in Social Media Influencing, with courses including film production, journalism, and public relations.
And the professors are the exact same age as the students.
They might be, right? So I think it's a great idea. I mean, it's not for everybody, but one of the important takeaways is you might have the idea in your head that I'm going to be an influencer. And what's great is if that's your thing, actually learn how to do it, because it's a lot tougher to make money than you might think.
You could argue it's very similar to a variety of other degrees: graphic design, communications. I mean, it's that whole idea of learning how to perform a craft that is going to merit money.
If you've tried, and some of you may have tried to monetize your accounts on social media, there are a number of different hoops you need to jump through. First of all, whether or not you're verified or not, whether you've filled out certain documents or not, whether you are in compliance with music rights and usage fees and all of this stuff. So even just the basics, right, of getting started. If you say, okay, I want to make $1 off of this in my free time versus I want to make $20 or $40 or $60,000 a year doing this. Some of them are the basics. Others are just how do you be that type of communicator?
Yeah, and I guess, it goes back to also someone might be like, oh, is this someone who just wants to be famous? Right. I mean, I guess maybe, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. Like, how do I find the most viral way to create this post? I think at least I would like to think that the idea behind one of these degrees would be to, okay, here's how you can craft a storytelling opportunity on this new digital platform that is just a wide universe right now of ideas and thoughts. And here's how you can do it. And here's potentially how you can create a living doing it as well.
What type of content is it that engages people so that these platforms will advertise? You can get paid that way. Or are you marketing a product through these things? Here's how you do that. What are the parameters? What's best practice? Is it a 90-second video or is it a 5-minute video? What kind of storyteller do you want to be?
Do you think they have to change the curriculum like all the time?
Because all of this stuff is always changing
so fast. Yes. That it's so quick that like after 2 semesters, okay, let's scrap that and start over with the latest fad that seems to be working, because the evolution is so quick.
Yeah, you could have a new platform out next week.
Right.
Oh, we never saw this coming. Now you have to adjust. Here's one other thing that I think they're doing that's really positive. Do you need a college degree to do all this? Clearly not. It's not as easy as it looks, but also it's often not as glamorous. Here's another quote. There's definitely still a widespread disparagement of influencers. There's a lack of understanding that often sort of borders on scorn, where people are quite dismissive because they see it as a passion project, where they see this as something that's easy, not very labor-intensive or skills-based. That's Brooke Aaron Duffy. She's an associate professor in the Department of Communications at Cornell. So one of the other things that they focus on is, look, you're going to put yourself out there as an influencer. You're going to take some. People are going to say awful things about you on social media. People are going to try to discredit your work. How do you navigate that landscape? Also, this is actually work if you want to make not even just a little bit of coin, but if you want to make a living doing this, it's a job. You have to treat it like a full-time job. And so if that is a desire of a young person, I think it's really positive. Not for everybody, but I would predict you'll see more comms departments getting into this type of space as well. They should.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course, we are obsessed with skincare.
You like that one, Deb?
Yeah, that's good.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course, we are obsessed with skincare.
That's the Get Ready With Me crowd or whatever they do.
Of course, yes, exactly. I do have to admit I have seen a few of those videos. I've watched them, so interesting. All right, here's what we got going on. Westbound on 94 at about 60th Street. We do have the right lane still blocked with a crash. Luckily, we got one more lane back, so we've got 2 open, 1 closed. And it is still backing up out of the Mitchell interchange, so be prepared for that. Southbound 43, right about at Locust, the right shoulder blocked with a crash there. It's just a little bit tight right past that area. And then other than that, westbound 94 is just a little bit tight through the Stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. Overall, everything else is looking good. Even the eastbound side's cleared up. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Warmer temps are on their way, which means it's time for the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Spring Home Improvement Showcase on WTMJ. I love this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. Get all the tips, the tricks, and the best practices to improve your home with our trusted partners, including J&J Contractors and Bruce's team at Realty Executives. It's the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Spring Home Improvement Showcase. Going to be great. It's only here on WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano for my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. How'd that shoveling go for you over the weekend? Yeah. Did you hear that dreaded pop? Or your back is strained or worse, suffering from a fall, thought you were good. Now it's Monday morning, not getting better. And of course, we all know the best thing you can do to prevent muscle strains, sprains, or even worse this winter season is to, not fall down, not overdo it. Next best thing, though, is to have any of those injuries treated right away by the experts in orthopedic care. And you can make an appointment anytime online at orthowisconsin.com. But if it's something that happened maybe over the weekend, no reason to tough it out and wait until, when you can get in for an appointment. Ortho Wisconsin's ASAP clinics have hours 7 days a week. You just walk right in. You can do it today. Even fractures, not too big to handle. In Pewaukee and Brookfield, both locations have x-rays available on site. The hours are Monday through Saturday in Pewaukee, Sunday through Friday in Brookfield. Walk right in or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Thinking about retirement, but not sure where to start? Annex Wealth Management can help. Join us at Destination Retirement. Are we there yet? Tuesday night at 6 at Annex in Brookfield. In a little over an hour, we'll explore the topics you'll need to start the process of retiring on your terms. And the best part? Annex has no products to push. We're committed to fiduciary principles acting in each client's best interest. Destination Retirement. Tuesday, February 18th, Annex Wealth Management in Brookfield. Details at annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
You can accomplish quite a lot in 6 years. You go from changing diapers to dropping your child off at school. You can get a bachelor's and a master's degree. And you can take up to 6 years to pay off your brand new Pella Windows and Doors at 0% interest. You get so much more than stunning windows and doors. It's the Pella experience. Talk about quality control. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. Set your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 3/8/25.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
8:26. Hey, a lot's happening overseas here in the next several days.
Happening today.
So today, Vince, leaders in Europe are set to hold emergency talks in Paris. They're going to gather in Paris today to discuss the situation in Ukraine. They're concerned by what is happening in Saudi Arabia this week when the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, prepares to sit down with Russia to discuss what's happening between those two countries.
We don't have a date for a summit meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin, but things seem to be moving very quickly. We're expecting talks tomorrow in Saudi Arabia between Russian and U.S. officials, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
And CBS News correspondent Holly Williams there saying, so they're going to meet, and the expectation is that this is just setting the stage for another Putin/Trump face-to-face at some point. Now, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, was not invited, he says, nor would he go or follow any of what comes from these talks in Saudi Arabia tomorrow. He was on NBC's Meet the Press.
I will never accept any decisions between the United States and Russia about Ukraine.
never. And our people, never. And our adults and children and everybody. It can't be so. This is the war in Ukraine against us, and it's our human losses.
And Holly Williams there from CBS, she did also report that Ukraine president there, Vladimir Zelensky, has told reporters that he talked to Trump last week on the phone and said, like, hey, don't trust him. Careful what you think he's suggesting or what he's going to go do, because Putin is always, as we know, a wild card. So Zelensky was reiterating that again today to reporters, that I told the American president not to trust this guy.
Well, and clearly he's the one who started the war, right? Putin came in and invaded a sovereign nation. That's how we got to this point in the first place. All right, let's play both sides here.
Okay.
You're total pro-Ukraine, total Zelensky. You're fully on his side. Let's see where he's coming from. One, we are a sovereign nation, and we're not going to sit here without a seat at the table and allow various other nations to decide what happens in our future. Like, hello, I'm over here.
Yeah, right.
I should be involved in this. Additionally, you have U.S. allies in Europe who are saying, and also, what about us? Like, you're just going to go this alone, because you think you've got a great relationship with Vladimir Putin, that you're going to figure this all out without us? We have an interest in this as well. So that would be if you're all in with Europe and Zelensky and that line of thinking, like, what's happening here?
Right.
Very concerned. If you're total pro-Trump and think that he's the guy that's going to fix this, I guess you look at, number one, maybe he's just going to align, because there's nothing to move if Putin doesn't move.
Correct.
Right? And maybe he's saying, the only one who can have a conversation with this guy is me. Let's figure out where they're at, what I can get, and then we'll get everybody at the table. Furthermore, there is no Ukraine were it not for us in the last several years. This is a U.S.-backed, largely U.S.-backed, but also European allies. So there would be no Ukraine if the U.S. just took a hands-off approach and said, well, we'll see what happens. Like, Putin would have gone in there and mowed him down, and there would be no more sovereign Ukraine. So, we get a little bit more voice in this.
That's a good word.
Yeah, on how this turns out. So try to lay it out on both sides. I'm not taking a position. That's up for people to decide. And I think probably if you like Trump, then you think, he's doing the right thing. And if you don't, you think this is an abomination and a thumb to the nose of our allies and to Ukraine. We're not going to fix that today. But that, to me, is how these two sides align. And like you always say, both can be true.
Yeah, right. Yes, both things can be true.
8:30 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Welcome to another episode of Find Your Career Rhythm, brought to you by the LAK Group, who help companies and professionals harness their true potential. LAK, discover your human advantage. Today I'm speaking with Mike Grubich, co-owner of LAK. And Mike, many companies focus on attracting that top talent, right? The A players, but they often neglect those B players on their teams.
Hi, Vince. And you're right. Companies do place a significant emphasis on their A players as they lead major projects, high-profile initiatives, and are often on succession plans. However, our experience and recent research from organizations like Google have showed that B players are equally vital to an organization's success and long-term profitability.
Okay, that's interesting, but just as important, Mike?
They really are. In fact, maybe even more so. It may seem counterintuitive, but B players offer qualities that A players often don't. Unwavering reliability, consistent performance, steadfast dedication, and untapped potential for growth. Potential that's often underestimated and overlooked by their managers. These traits are the foundation for sustained success and long-term results.
All right, so how do companies take advantage, Mike?
Finding the right rhythm with your B players starts with 3 key steps. First, evaluate job fit. Second, provide focused support and be intentional and direct with their development. And third, empower them to lead. Give them the permission to take ownership and drive growth. So coaching these B players is really a key.
Yeah, Mike, tell us about the coaching that LAK offers.
Well, we offer a wide range of leadership and career coaching programs, many of which are custom designed to seamlessly integrate into existing company initiatives. One of our most impactful offering focuses on middle manager coaching. As an executive in a number of companies throughout my career, I've seen firsthand how these programs build confidence, develop future leaders, and equip individuals with the tools they need to excel in their roles and drive organizational success.
That's good stuff, Mike. If you or your company need coaching or career development or LAK's new coaching on-demand platform, head to LAK's website at transformingcareers.com.
Get out and enjoy your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Just after 8:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Monday, February 17th, our top story, struggling to hit double digits across southeast Wisconsin.
I'm Erik. Bilstad, growing concerns in the Vatican.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Backups out of the Mitchell interchange on westbound 894. We got an accident at 60th Street with the right lane blocked, so it's going to be a tight squeeze through that whole area. Give yourself plenty of extra time, or start looking at some of those alternate routes like Layton might be a good one. Other than that, southbound on 43, we do have a crash right about at Locust off on the right shoulder. Some minor delays basically from Burleigh down to that accident scene. Otherwise, everything else looks like it's clearing up. Looks like we do have a new accident, though. 94 northbound, north of Highway 20 in Racine County. The two right lanes are blocked. Actually, they're saying it's a disabled vehicle, but it looks like it's pretty bad with the two right lanes blocked. So those delays are stretching back towards Highway 20. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, next several days struggling to get into the double digits. Might be Wednesday before we see highs at 10 degrees or higher. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, high temperatures. Yeah, definitely going to be a struggle the next couple of days. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copleen telling us earlier today the worst of the wind chill arrives actually overnight into Tuesday morning.
I think the wind chills tomorrow morning are even going to be a little colder than they are outside right now. Around 30 below, and that's going to be mainly north and outside of Milwaukee.
Our cold weather advisory continues to 11 o'clock this morning. Another one kicks in at 9 p.m. tonight. Right now, our air temperature at 0 with the wind chill 15 below.
Today's deadline day for Milwaukee Public Schools to have 25 school resource officers reinstated across the district. Now, a judge in Milwaukee imposed that deadline in January after a parent sued the district over the matter. In January, Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson said the city has been at odds with the district over who should pay for the officers.
Usually when you go to a restaurant and you order a meal, the chef doesn't prepare your meal and then pay the bill. That's essentially what we're being asked to do, and I think that's wrong for taxpayers in the city of Milwaukee.
The mayor's office this morning would not comment on the negotiations with the district. Court hearing for MPS still scheduled for mid-afternoon.
Well, you were on this early on in the winter season here. Again, with people going through the ice here. Dodge County this time, sheriff's office there issued a warning after 3 snowmobilers went through the ice in about 24 hours. Each went through the ice northeast of Evergreen Island near the south end of Beaver Dam Lake. 2 snowmobile riders rescued Saturday afternoon, 1 Sunday morning. And nobody seriously hurt. The sheriff's office reminding riders to use caution on lakes. Local bait shops, they say, good source of information on ice depth and hazardous areas.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio is in Saudi Arabia to kick off talks to try and end the war in Ukraine.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio touching down in Saudi Arabia and meeting with his Saudi counterpart ahead of expected talks with Russian officials to try and negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine. This comes after President Trump last week held what he said was a lengthy and productive phone call with Russian President Putin. On Sunday, Trump said he could meet Putin very soon. Inez de la Cuetara, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Pope Francis is in the hospital right now in Rome. He's being treated for what doctors are describing now as a complex clinical situation. The Vatican earlier this morning said the Pope has a polymicrobial infection of the respiratory tract. In other words, he's pretty sick. BBC's Bethany Bell reporting from Vatican City.
He's in the Gemelli Hospital in Rome, which has a suite which is used for treating popes. Francis has been treated there before.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets are closed today in honor of President's Day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:37. This report brought to you by Best Electric. It's bestelect.com.
Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit bestelect.com today.
Coming up, the stars came out for the Saturday Night Live special, but why weren't these guys there?
Hi, this is Julie Coombs.
And Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group.
Are you a retiring professional? Worried about the direction of our economy? About making your money last?
Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement.
We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
I just wanna scream hello.
About 20 minutes before 9 o'clock on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Saturday Night Live's been on for 50 years. 50 years of your sketch killing at read-through. Then finding out they didn't pick it because the host didn't want to take off his shirt.
It seemed like a real moment there from Adam Sandler.
I watched a little bit of the stuff through the weekend. You had the concert the other night, and then Saturday Night Live aired its original first episode Saturday, and then this was the 3-hour special Sunday. And this was a theme for a number of cast members and writers.
About their stuff getting cut?
Yes, about their stuff getting cut. Like, there's a there.
Yeah. So there were like more than 100 different cast members on hand for that. It was a who's who. They just named the person, and they were there, except for a couple of notables. Bill Hader was not there live. No reason really given, although Puck News had reported that he had politely declined. But he has said in recent years that show gave him so much anxiety. Like he just did not enjoy all of that experience. So it's possible that he just didn't want to touch it again. It's like, look, that was a different time in my life. Dan Aykroyd wasn't there, although Aykroyd did post on X a couple of days ago just all kinds of praise toward the team, the show, everything about it. Said the most amazing thing ever. So there's nothing there.
You're looking for scandal here.
I don't know. Just a question.
Who didn't get invited?
Why not go?
Who got
right?
snubbed?
Colin Quinn wasn't there. He did a weekend update for a half a year or something like that. Dana Carvey wasn't
I like Colin
there.
Quinn. Never liked him on Weekend Update. Like, just never.
Yeah, just
that
wasn't
didn't hit right.
Yeah, the niche just wasn't there. Right,
it wasn't. It was funny. It wasn't like it has to have a little bit of snark. Right?
He didn't have the snark.
Like Jost and Che right now. Maybe you like him, maybe you don't, but they got a little bit of that snark.
Oh, yeah, they do a good job, the two of them. You're right.
I like it.
And the Tina and Amy's and all that
was
kind of
great.
stuff. So some notable moments there, and no word on why Dana Carvey wasn't there, although he has been on a lot lately. I think they must have had some type of deal with him to have him do the Joe Biden thing there in the fall for several episodes.
Did a good Biden.
Yeah, he did a
That
great
was pretty
Biden.
good.
Yeah. So not everyone rolling in, but most, if not everybody, was there at the show.
Well, there was that moment where Tina Fey and Amy Poehler did their bit was they started calling out people in the crowd, or it was supposed to be a quote-unquote Q&A.
Yeah.
But, if you happen to see that segment, you looked out, and better than who was talking was looking at who else was in the back. Oh, my gosh, there's Steven Spielberg. Oh, my gosh, there's this guy. There's that person. There's her. There's this.
So imagine that. So how that must change the live performance when you know that everyone in the crowd is basically your colleagues or your peers or your mentors.
Or
in
Peyton
some way.
Manning.
Or Peyton Manning, yeah.
50 years of the best times of our lives.
At 8:42, how about the morning drive, Deb?
All right, 94 northbound, just north of Highway 20. We got the 2 right lanes blocked with a broken down vehicle. That's got backups all the way back towards Highway 20, so watch out for that. Westbound 94, that accident at 60th Street finally cleared, so all the lanes have been reopened. Those delays are working themselves out. Still going back towards the Mitchell interchange, though, so heads up with that. Southbound on 43, we still have this accident right at the end of the ramp from Locust off on the right shoulder. That should be out of there pretty soon if it hasn't already been cleared, so watch out for those areas. The rest of the system's actually looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law offices.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was looking at some of the bushes that have overgrown on my property, and I love our yard, but I need dormant pruning. That's what takes place during the winter when it's safe to cut back things so you have healthier trees and bushes around your house. Check right now to see if you've got stuff scraping against the siding or needs to be cut back, and schedule it now. Design Build landscaping projects are a year-round topic. Landworks Wisconsin does it the right way every time. They help people achieve their outdoor dreams by creating beautiful landscapes. I love these guys. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check them out today. 8:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Eric, fond of declaring various days at random a big day.
Big day today.
Big day today. Yeah. Well, because we often have a stacked show, we want to try to give you everything that's going to be happening today, day ahead.
Oftentimes.
We did week ahead today.
Yeah. Big week.
So big day today, Eric, for Milwaukee County. We've got a ribbon cutting later this morning.
Okay, guys. So ribbon cuttings are my jam.
Well, good. We got one for you.
Happening today on Wisconsin's Morning News.
The media is invited.
Okay.
I'll give you a who and a where first. The rest I want to keep a surprise just for a minute, just to crank up your anticipation of this major announcement. The who is Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley, Milwaukee County Board Chairwoman Marcella Nicholson, County District 12 Supervisor Willie Johnson still in office? Willie Johnson's been a county board supervisor for 207 years.
Come on.
At least.
Stop it.
Various others from the Milwaukee County Department of Transportation. So this is transportation related. 9:30 a.m. So, oh boy, we're coming up on it. Less than 45 minutes from now will be the ribbon cutting. B-roll opportunities, it says.
So B-roll is, what's the best way to describe it? Basically, when you're watching on television and you hear the news anchor speaking, and then it cuts to another video and it shows a pan of this or that area or of the traffic or whatever.
It's not the interview, it's the video that accompanies
it. It's the quote-unquote B-roll.
Yes, so, but this should indicate to you that this is a visual opportunity.
Yeah, there's things to look at.
Stuff to see. Now, ribbon cuttings are celebrations, right? They tend to mark important moments.
But these ceremonies are intended to be a celebration of a milestone that you can share with the community that you serve.
Yes, Vivian Walton there. She's got a business-oriented YouTube channel. It's called The Seasoned Marketer. And in this particular post, she encourages entities small businesses and large, when appropriate, to get some attention for what they're doing by having a ribbon cutting. Make an event out of it.
Yeah.
Ribbon cuttings naturally are one of the most cost-effective tools that you can use, as they typically don't require a whole lot of resources if planned correctly and can garner some big benefits.
Now, on the hierarchy of news events, I don't know where ribbon cutting stands as it relates to groundbreaking.
Yeah, two different things.
Two different things. You got groundbreaking, you got your gold shovels, and maybe you're actually at the site, or maybe it's a virtual groundbreaking, so you have just a bucket of dirt.
That's more of the excitement and the promise of what's to come versus this.
We're open.
Yeah.
Big deal. We're open. So nonetheless, we have ourselves a good old-fashioned ribbon cutting today in Milwaukee County. All right, a lot of buildup here. Milwaukee County ribbon cutting this morning, Milwaukee's north side, just off of Sherman Boulevard, north of Silver Spring Drive. Here is the headline. You ready for it?
Yes.
Here's that which we are cutting the ribbon for. Milwaukee County ribbon cutting will celebrate completion of the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility. I thought that would get a cough. Look.
Say that again. So what is it again?
Milwaukee County ribbon cutting will celebrate completion of the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility.
All right.
It's a big old garage, man. I mean, here it is. The Department of Transportation inviting members of the media celebrate. It will improve services to the northern region of Milwaukee County and surrounding community, updated equipment and facilities, enhancing road maintenance, saving costs, improving access to area parks.
Yeah.
Ribbon cutting with Milwaukee County leadership. Also today, county plow trucks and other highway maintenance equipment.
On display?
Yes.
Okay.
Demonstration of new vehicle wash bay. I swear to God.
So there's the hose.
They're going to invite you in to get video of the car wash for the plow.
On this day that's 0 degrees outside.
Yeah, on top of that, right. I mean, look, man, I know I'm picking on them here, and it's all in good fun, but people will go. You have ribbon cutting, people will go.
But oftentimes at a ribbon cutting, sometimes there are like treats, like cookies or bumper stickers.
I did not see light refreshments.
Sometimes,
but sometimes,
sometimes you'll see more media members show up because hey, there might be a
possibility,
a thing or two to
might
take.
Get
home.
A juice box today, a couple of cookies.
You constantly are calling for transparency. You're constantly saying, "Hey, we need to know what our local government is doing. We need to make sure that we're holding them accountable, but at the same time, they need to be showing us, like, hey, look at these great things we're doing." So how is this any different?
All right, I would entertain to that end, and you're right. And also, I think this is a good thing. Obviously, the county needs to conduct its services, and if this helps better facilitate that, that's all good, right?
Okay.
But it's the ribbon cutting that I'm hung up on. If you even sent out a thing like, hey, this facility is open. If anybody want to come and get B-roll, we'll be available from here to there, or interviews would be available upon request, or whatever.
The window is between 2 and 4.
I don't know about the ribbon, man. Are they going to have a real ribbon? Needed? They got to have a ribbon, though,
they
right?
Wouldn't see it unless there's a ribbon.
Well, if you need it anyway, we're inside 45 minutes, now closer to 40 minutes before the ribbon cutting on the North Region Highway Maintenance Facility. You'll remember where you were. You'll tell the kids and the grandkids what life was like before this facility went online.
Okay, so I hope that you feel a little more knowledgeable about ribbon cutting ceremonies after this video.
Maybe a big deal in your studies and areas that you follow here, Deb?
Well, it's good that they have those facilities available, and you know, it's going to help with.
You need
Debbie,
to go down to the
Debbie,
ribbon cutting for us.
I was so hoping you were going to be like, oh, well,
I'm actually going to that.
No, I mean, I didn't have it really necessarily planned.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah,
see, the
congratulations.
Lady's not even going.
Well, I mean, part of that has to do with the fact that I got the sniffles from HE double hockey sticks. But other than that, right now, though, on the freeway system, we do have the right lane block still, northbound 94, I'd say about a couple miles north of Highway 20. So watch out for the delays stretching back towards Highway 20. We've got some backup still left over on westbound 894 from about 27th Street all the way to about 60th. We did have an earlier accident at about 60th Street that had a couple lanes blocked. That's been gone for a little while, so those delays are working themselves out. Still dealing with the right shoulder blocked with a crash on southbound 43. This is just south of Locust, so that's going to be tying things up just a little bit as folks are tapping the brakes. Volume's been relatively light today, though, because, it's President's Day and all that. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Steve Scafidi is your guide through the world of politics.
Milwaukee County District Attorney Kent Lovern joins us in studio.
Well, certainly at a community level, there's still a great concern about violent crime as it pertains to gun violence, certainly, and also what I view as violent crime, which includes the reckless driving. We have to have a strong response to those types of crime.
On the Political Power Hour.
Flesh out strong response for me.
When I say strong response, it means jail or prison, depending on the facts and circumstances of the case.
Weekday mornings from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
So I was in the basement the other day replacing a light bulb, and we got one of those drop ceilings, and anytime I used to have to go up in there, I got kind of nervous. Didn't want to see any critters, didn't want to see any evidence of critters, which had been a problem in our home. Vince Vitrano for the Bugman and Queen Bee. They're your best local pest defense. This fall, we had Adam, the Bugman himself, and his brother Matt came out to the house as well. They did a full rodent inspection, and then after made sure the house was all sealed up and defended, they put a couple of these monitoring stations around. And Matt comes out once a month now, make sure he doesn't see anything that is concerning. If you have seen evidence of mice or rats this winter, that problem is going to get worse in a hurry. Get the Bugman and Queen Bee out to your home to take care of it. And while you're at it, tell them you want 20% off your first service. Vinny sent you. You tell them that. They'll knock 20% off that first service. BugmanQueenBee.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
What we've found is that when you have workers who feel valued, you get better results. This is why good people and good culture should matter to anyone looking for an exterior remodeling company they can trust. It's going to be your experience and the end result that gives you peace of mind, because you'll know your work was done by people who care. We realized early on that if we were going to change the reputation of this industry for the better, that finding good workers that you could trust to do great work was going to be the key. We're attracting good people every day because we take care of our people. We want to make sure they feel important because they are. And we're going to make sure you feel important and valued too, with excellent customer service and high quality work. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ forecast brought to you by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. It's Wednesday before we see double digits again, more than likely. High of 7 degrees today, with wind chills right now still well below zero. We get even colder tonight. Tonight's low temperature down to 6 below, with wind chills perhaps dropping to minus 25. So that'll be the coldest of our stretch here. Wednesday's high 14.
You know how it's sometimes at a college basketball game, or the Bucks will do this too, where at like halftime or between a timeout, they'll have some fan do a half-court shot, see if they can win some money and that kind of thing.
Fun every time.
Well, at the All-Star festivities Sunday night in San Francisco, our guy, Damian Lillard, was doing a shooting competition with a random fan, and the fan could win $100,000 if he had so many better shots than Damian.
I think it was Dame had to sink 3 3-pointers before
this
dude
guy
dropped
could hit
one.
And the guy got it.
Keep shooting. Keep going.
That's him getting the shot, and that's Mr. Beast who is out there cheering him on. So, hey, you got to get to the money. He's yelling, hey, there's this big can of money here.
Hey, give him the money. Hey, put it, now go. Hey, go, jump in the money. Jump in the money.
And he did. They had him sitting in a large barrel of cash.
Do you think that was the actual money they had to then wrap up and give him in a sack or something?
Here you go. Here's give him a garbage bag.
I didn't tell you how we were going to get it.
Figure it out, buddy.
Can't you guys just Venmo me? Or?
Nope, not how it's going to work.
Jump in the money. Jump in the money.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A 5